that by right of birth and ancestry, their race should rule the world. President quoted to the gentleman in industry and labor, Lord, reform thy will, beginning with me. And that by right of birth and ancestry, their race should rule the world.
Oh, Corey, the groupie.
Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to the, let me make sure I say this right, the Scoot and Brad Happy Excited Friend Hour Fun Time Show featuring the Corey Experience. Welcome.
Oh man, I didn't get milk this time.
Oh, I'm being selfish with the chocolate milk today. How are the folks? How are the folks? I'm drinking chocolate milk out of a Spider-Man cup today.
We bought those specifically for milk in Florida.
Now we both don't have any chocolate milk.
Mm.
How are folks? We'll let some folks start getting in here.
Not a rush of folks like last time. Everybody trying to get
Yeah,
those
everybody-
last minute.
Yeah, I was
wins
telling
in.
I was telling Brad last week that I was looking at the stream data or whatever in YouTube Studio. I still don't completely understand it, but last week's stream, because I said, hey, if we do that giveaway and you're in the stream, then you know, we're gonna upgrade it. Well, like the graph shows a ton of people at the beginning, and then right around the time where I announced it, it just dropped.
Oh, yeah.
So bunch of thirsty bastards in there.
The people, they like looked at their little raffle tickets, saw they lost, and just dipped.
Yeah.
Like any good gang.
Maybe it's good timing. I just got a text that says, attention, congrats to 2 lucky users. Today, you're one of our winners.
That's a text. Yeah, that's a spam text. I got it too.
Did you
outta
just get
here.
it too?
Yeah.
Hey, Hayashi. Hey, Corey. Hey, Matt. Hey, Aaron. All of our regulars. Good to see you guys. We did decide who we're going to be drawing today.
Got a couple of suggestions for it.
We did have some cool suggestions. There are some that I really would like to go back and do, but
We got anything we need to show people before? Do we have? Did you cue the logo up?
the what?
The Brute Studios logo. Nathan never sent us the finished
Yeah,
files.
I don't have
Whoops.
the finished
Okay,
file.
maybe next time.
Yeah, we do have a finished Brute Studios logo now that our
It says
cousin Nathan,
trademark on it.
did for us. It looks very professional, better than anything I'd have done. So, let me add this in here real quick.
I can't wait to put that Brute Studios logo on something.
At the bottom of a corner box, because we're doing corner boxes.
Yeah. Will people be able to see that folder? You're not going to end up pulling up something bad.
No, they can't. They can only see what I
Yeah.
drop in here.
Aaron, I had to ask Scoot who made that suggestion. And then I spent the better part of that night reading Spider-Verse, so a bunch of spiders.
It was a good.
Or
It
Spider-Geddon.
was a good suggestion. Brad's happy whether I draw what he wants me to draw or not, unless
Yeah.
unless I start putting off B movie saga stuff.
Last time I suggested somebody draw clones, Hayashi delivered and drew Kane and Ben Riley. So
All right, here we go, guys.
I take over the whole screen.
Oops. Oh shit, I messed that up.
Next-
it was a
next-
teaser. Give me just a second.
Yeah, Hayashi. More people need to ring back corner.
Here we
boxes.
go. Here we go, guys. All right, we're all familiar with this picture, right? I'm sure most of you are. But as I shrink it, there's a plot twist on this picture that Brad so amazingly did.
I'm never too busy at work to not make a meme.
Yeah. So let me shrink this down here.
We all know that you're having the same feelings Wolverine was having.
Brad is an artist, I must say. He is an artist. So here we go, guys. For your viewing pleasure.
Corey's I know where this is going.
Of course you know where it's going. We can't help it, man.
With great
You just
picture comes great responsibility,
Yeah.
and I use that as much as I can.
it's your fault. Definitely your fault.
I made that during the busiest day of the week at work. I couldn't pass it up.
I must say I'm not the only artist in the family. If you guys want this for yourself, hit Brad up. He'll share it with you.
That's gonna be my Tuesday post on the Brute Studios. Here's the HR photo.
It is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I love how Brad's got some he's got some rim lighting around Wolverine's finger there close to the picture for dramatic effect.
I told Scoot when
Good
I
job.
made that, I was like, I'm gonna test Corey. I'm gonna see if he has limits, and I don't think he does.
So far we haven't found any.
Yeah.
Use it everywhere. That's going to be in the corner box right there with the Brute Studios symbol right
It's just
below
a
it.
symbol of him. I'm gonna make I think I'm gonna go to Sticker Mule and get some stickers made.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
Oh my god.
We'll start selling prints of it.
11, who wants an 11 by 17 Corey mustache?
Or 24 by 36.
Oh my
all
god.
right.
24 by 36 full poster.
Full poster size.
My god.
Oh yeah, so spoiler for next week. That's what I'm drawing next week in my style.
Well, oh my god.
The Wolverine / Corey picture.
My god.
All right. So I'm looking. We got 9 concurrent viewers in here right now. Hey, Hallowfield, what's up? Forgot to say hi when you joined. Like we always do, if you're watching, welcome. If you're not in the chat, you should throw something in there just so we know who you are.
Very least throw an OYO.
Yep, because we like
Show some support.
to see the people and interact with any of these people in the chat.
That was a well-constructed sentence.
It was. Hey Amanda, how's it going?
Hey Amanda.
All right, so what am I going to be working on today? So I was kind of hey, what's up, Weston, man? How's it going? I was kind of racking my brain with what I'm going to draw, and then Hayashi sent out the suggestion of Ghost Rider, and I thought that was really, really cool. And then
Chains and fire.
chains and fire and skulls, like
and leather. You get to
How-
render leather.
how badass.
Yeah. Justin.
Hey Justin, what's up, buddy? So I thought that was cool, and then Aaron actually suggested that I draw Scarlet Spider for Brad to make him happy, and then he changed his suggestion to Ghost Rider
What a traitor.
because it sounds awesome. And then Hayashi posted a really awesome Ghost Rider that he drew, so we're gonna go with Ghost Rider today, guys.
Yeah.
It's gonna be super, super rad, ass even.
Yeah. The original.
The original.
The best.
All right, and then like I said, this was kind of just a winging it episode, so I don't know what Brad's got to talk about, if
Oh.
anything.
God, I prepared nothing. After last week where I had to carry a duffel bag of comics over here, yeah. I mean, we can talk Ghost Rider, we can talk whatever. Haven't said dibs on inking this.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I've already laid out the blue lines like I always do. But this is gonna be more than just a headshot, so
Yeah.
this will probably take up the full 2 hours. So Ghost Rider with Corey's face. People
Yeah.
aren't ready for that. And
Oh,
just to be
man.
clear, we're going Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider.
We're going Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider.
Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider.
Corey's gonna ink Hayashi's Ghost Rider.
Oh, dude, Hayashi, that Ghost Rider was pretty freaking awesome. At one point, I even thought about just doing, drawing that Ghost Rider in my style and putting after Hayashi.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd been cool.
But
Hey,
your blue lines, even though you can't see them really
yeah, you
on
can't
stream,
really see them on stream, but it's,
which is good
it's gonna be
because
cool.
it doesn't spoil anything. You can
Yeah.
see them roughly, but it leaves a little for everybody. Like, I don't know if he's got a heavier hand or what. You can see all of Stegman's blue lines.
He actually turned up the contrast so you could see his blue lines.
Oh, okay. See, I would have preferred him just to kind of not have him invisible,
Yeah.
but I'm also.
So while we're gonna go ahead and start that, let's who was able to tune into that Stegman stream yesterday and see me jump in, because that was obviously the most important part.
Yeah, I thought we were your clack, me, Corey, Iker, Matt was in there, who else was in there? A bunch of us. And we were all just like, show this piece of art, show this piece of art, show the cover. Where's the Vantage variant? Where's the Vantage variant?
And I thought it was cool that, you said you sent me a message separately during that and said, when you sign off, you should show the Vantage piece. And then Griffin actually prompted that and
Yeah.
said, you just did a picture of Vantage recently.
I still
didn't
think
you?"
you should have been more blatant than saying, yeah, it's like my application. You should have been like, so whenever you're ready for that variant, you let me know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Matt Seaborn said it is just annoy people and keep badgering them until they give you some work, and just be like, hey Stegman, how's it going? Like, don't even say like, how's my variant going? Are you having a good day? Like,
Yeah.
you always lead with that.
It was super cool. Like I was telling Brad before we started, because obviously I was here by myself. Brad was
How's it work?
he was at work. I don't know if you want to say he was working, but
Oh no, for like 2 hours Justin carried the team. Actually, probably longer than that.
but so I wasn't sure how it was going to work. So I got the email that they sent out to the paid subscribers, because thanks to Brad, we're a paid subscriber now. But they sent out the email, and it's just a link, and it said, there's a chat you're going to join, like a lobby. And so I went in there, I joined it. It had you where you set up your microphone, whichever camera you want to use to make sure it's all good, and then you hit join. So I was like, okay, this is cool. It gives me a chance to run through my settings, make sure I sound good. And then there was a whole bunch of people joining. Like, there were so many people joining at the beginning. I thought it was funny because they're constantly like, I didn't think anybody was going to want to join this. And well, they did. So I was like, well, I'm just going to go in there and I'll sit in the private chat. And when I'm ready, once it cools down, I'll say, yeah, can I join? And then as soon as I hit join, it said the room was full. I was like, okay, maybe I won't get to join. And so I just hit it again, and it let me join. And as soon as I joined, that's when Stegman was like, Scoot, I'm adding Scoot. And I was like, okay. Like, I was not ready. And luckily I'd already been sitting there drawing, so I had something to show, because as soon as I got in there, he was like, show it, let's see what you're working on.
We almost saw you dive off camera to put on pants or something.
But it was really cool. First of all, because, been following Stegman for a while now, so that was really cool. But just be able to talk to him was awesome. And of course, it's always good to have a professional in the industry like that tell you that they like your work. So still blows my mind.
Oh, Aaron, I didn't know you joined up too. The man's doing that in between the Kids Love Chains and Best Jacket Press, man. You're gonna be a monster soon. Yeah, this still, we were talking about that, is the guy who's like, oh, I can't show my work now, and he showed that Rocketeer. He had a cartoon, more minimalist, or I guess a more simplistic style, but his art was still awesome. That Rocketeer he did was great.
It was.
People need to learn to not compare. If your style's not detailed like yours, don't compare it to that.
Yeah,
so.
it doesn't mean it's not as good.
Yeah, God, I'm just waiting for Hayashi to draw a comic, and I just put the Brute Studios logo on it. It'll be a great story when he's like, yeah, he stole my first characters. We all need one. Can be the fuel that makes him go like do Image on his own.
Don't be the Andrew Rev of.
Oh no! Oh come on, man! I was trying to be like we're the evil Gestalt DC Marvel from the late '80s, early '90s, but Aaron looks like the Man Spider, where when he had 6 arms, he said he's growing arms to do all of his work at once.
Sweet, whatever it takes, man.
That's like Matt when he's like, "Yeah, I'm off and I'm tired." I'm like, "When do you ever sleep? You don't sleep, dude."
Who are you lying to?
No, I like the original character you post, Hayashi. It reminds me of Shao Kahn.
Yeah, did your original character have a name?
Yeah, what's his name? Share some details. Don't spoil anything, but share details. We like stuff like that. Better than listen to me ramble forever.
And I'm gonna be doing some tight detail on this, so tell me if my head's in the picture.
It is, but you're okay.
Let me try to do this. Move it, son. Move it up, son. I think that'll be.
Corey, we've had this conversation. I offered to pay you. I'm gonna help you buy your printer, though, at least. Yeah, Aaron, like always, we can get into this conversation. This one's always fun. Is like, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? And I try to say nothing too broken. I don't want you to be like, you can't say immortality like apocalypse or something. And mine's always super speed because I like running. And then it'd be cool for like my cousins, like, hey, Brad, come down to Orlando. I'm like, all right, give me like 2 minutes and I can run down there. Like, that'd be super cool. But also part of me some days is like, I wish I could do like a Jamie Maddox, like multiple man, where I could just like split into like 4 or 5 of myself. And then one could sit at home and write all day. One could go to my job. One could go exercise. And then at the end of the day, we all fuse together and, join back up. Gosh, that would be super productive. I would get so much done. I would not fight crime as a multiple man. I would just do
Brad things.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Aaron. But Aaron, to a certain point, like, if I had super speed, can I type super fast without destroying my computer? There's limits to it, but I don't know, man. We always say we try to squeeze 28 hours out of a 24-hour day, and sometimes it works, sometimes it comes to bite you in the ass. Oh my god, that was Michael Keaton in Multiplicity, where he kept cloning himself and they got progressively dumber. I have never in my entire life, when I mention Multiplicity, had anyone who knew what that movie was, and Corey knew.
Of course he does.
Oh my god, if there's multiple Coreys, he could take the basketball team and get all of it. How productive would he be if he didn't have a day job and 12 kids to take care of? And
because they're already productive as it is now.
That's like so many people who came on that Stegman chat are like, yeah, I'm working 40 hours at my normal job, 20 at this, and then on the side I'm doing this production, a side of this, and I'm just like, well, I ran 8 miles today, like in your face. Like, it's just there's like so many people in there hustling. I'm like, yeah, I guess I better get out and hustle more.
Yeah. Like they said, making it in comics is tough because there's always somebody out there that wants it more than you.
And that's why it's good that recently you finished B-Movie Saga 2 and you've been pumping out art, so putting a little hustle in. Hopefully one day you'll be able to rest a little more.
Do the hustle. You know what? Like, as long as I'm doing art, I don't mind if I'm resting or not.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, it'd be nice to play video games again.
Yeah, it
nice
would. It would actually.
To know what TV is again. Like, where people are like, you watch this show? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, it's only 3 seasons in. I'm like, you already lost me.
Yep.
How many episodes? Are they 2 episodes apiece season? What are we
doing? No
doing?
way I'm starting a...
I'm behind on What If right now, and I'm not even sure when I'm going to get to catch up on that.
I haven't even started that yet.
Yeah, oh yeah, same. Like
I never started, or I watched the first 2 episodes of Loki. Finish that. Did finish Bad Batch though.
Oh yeah, Bad Batch. And that was 30-minute episode, so it's easy just at the end of the day, like eat dinner and watch a episode. But it was in Colossus, so we could squeeze the silver poop out.
That was one of the suggestions I got to draw was Colossus, which
You
we're
haven't done
gonna-
a Colossus in a long time.
Yeah, I've
one-
never
that one-
done a complete Colossus. I've always just done
You did that one where you had a mad donk, and
Yeah,
he
that
was
was just a sketch, and it wasn't even finished. So.
Oh, I see what you mean, a complete one. I was like, that was his full body. I mean, granted, you only saw his ass because
he was
Hey,
he was
man.
working it.
he had it out like a TikTok video, dude. He
Yeah,
was
he
on
did.
point. Oh, Aaron, you're gonna start drawing a comic for your friend? That's super cool. Yeah, I've got, with any luck, I'll have at least 2 stories out by the end of this year. 2 not 20-page comics, but they're still gonna be solid, full stories, and then maybe not by the end of the year, but hopefully early next year I'll have the first full issue out, and it'll be great.
After I've taken, consider this basically a month off
Yeah.
from B Movie Saga, but we're gonna thumbnail B Movie Saga by the end of this month.
The first issue,
the
the full-
first full issue.
I think it is. I'll pull it up to see. I'm pretty sure it's 20 issues or 20 pages, but it could be 22. Because the best thing about writing indie comics and doing things your own way is you don't have a page limit. You can do as you please. Until somebody picks it up and wants to pay us to write it, and then I'll behave with page constraints.
Yeah.
I remember reading about when Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples started Saga. Part of their contract was they were the Image could never make their issue shorter than 26 pages. Like they had it in their contract that they would be putting out longer issues. But if you ever read, you haven't read Saga, correct?
No.
Saga reads faster than a manga. Like you can pick up a trade and read in like 15 minutes. Like the story's so fluid. They don't overuse narration. They don't overuse dialogue. They let the story just tell itself. And so it really flows really well, but it never feels rushed. You never feel like, oh my God, I bought this trade and I'm done with it. You're like, oh, I bought this and it was awesome. Like I can't wait to read it again. It's really good. So I'm glad they've got that extra space to play. 22 pages, yeah. Oh, that'll be fun. Ghost Rider, yes sir. Amateur artist 1505.
Yep. Ghost Rider. Suggested by Hayashi and then piggybacked by Aaron.
What a bandwagoner.
Aaron the bandwagon.
He should have joined the Stegman chat and brought up the classiness of it like Matt did with his accent.
Dude, Matt was on there like half dead
Yeah.
and still sounded sexy.
Yeah. He's like, I just got off from work. I don't feel that great. I'm like, you sound fine. Women 3 counties away are screaming. Yeah, Ghost. Oh yeah, we already answered that.
Johnny Blaze goes for
Yeah, because I was like, are you doing Johnny Blaze or Robbie Reyes? And you were like, I don't know
I
who
said
he is.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage. Yeah, that's what he said. Last I heard was they literally were at the middle point. Like he said that Brian K. Vaughan said Saga had reached its middle point, and then him and Fiona Staples took some time off, and they just haven't started back. And I really hope it doesn't become like Odyssey by maybe that's Matt Fraction, where it's just like, here's book 1 of 2, and book 2 never came out.
Have I read anything by Matt Fraction?
The
The name, I always hear the name, and I'm like, what? About him?
He did. Let me see what he did, because I'm sure he did Sex Criminals. I'm pretty sure.
No, that was Zdarsky, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Zdarsky.
Maybe. No, Sex Criminals, Matt Fraction.
Is it really?
Yep. Oh, he's married to Kelly Sue DeConnick. That's cool. I didn't know that. Let's take a look. Oh, he's got a bunch of awards too. Four Letter Words, Casanova, Sex Criminals, which I read the first volume, and it was awesome. It was hilarious. Yeah, Odyssey was something he wrote where they were supposed to do like cycle 1, cycle 2 or something. It was a retelling of the Odyssey, but with nothing but women, but also in space in this super trippy
Cool.
art style. It was weird but fun. It was written a bunch of X-Men.
Yeah, Aaron, next time you should definitely join. He said he wanted to do those streams every Thursday, which I don't know how many I'll get to join if that's the case. I don't really get many Thursdays off. I just happen to be on vacation.
Oh, his Matt Fraction's run of the Invincible Iron Man was really fun. The Five Nightmares.
I
And,
have all those years, I think.
yeah, those were
I
super
haven't read them,
fun. He did some Thor that I have not read on actually. Oh, he wrote Fear Itself. I didn't know that was him. I didn't know that was just him. So that was super
Maybe I
fun.
haven't read them.
His run, his volume 4 of the Defenders, which he did with Terry Dodson mostly,
Man,
was
I love Terry Dodson.
awesome. It was, I believe it was only like 12. Yeah, it was 12 issues. I'm looking at the bibliography. It was 12 issues, and it deals with like Prester John and time travel and Doctor Strange having affairs that disrupt the space-time continuum, and Red She-Hulk was in it, but Namor was, and like it was a lot of fun. Which if you haven't read the new Defenders, like I should have brought that for you to read, Scoot. They started a new Defender series. I think it's going to be another mini series, like 6 issues or something. The art, you need to read it just for the page design. The art's great. Don't get me wrong, I love the art, but the page and panel design, because like the whole first issue, Doctor Strange is basically like reading tarot cards, and how they're like the tarot cards are coming off the page and cutting panels in half and floating in
So
and
it's
out
a
of
unique
pages.
panel setup.
It's unique without seeming like, sometimes you read stuff and you're like, this person was going for something weird.
It's not like those old Nick Fury pages where you have to turn the book sideways.
Yeah, nothing like that. Nothing too disoriented. It never distracted from the story, because like I said, even as much as I loved what Capullo did with the Court of Owls, where Batman was slowly, like, he got poisoned and he was losing his mind, so you had to turn the book with it. It was that kind of pulled me out of the story, but this page design was just so fluid. It's so fun. I don't even know who. I should look up the artist. I should have been ready, but it was super good. Matt Fraction wrote that very popular Hawkeye series, which I read. Very
one
fun.
with that kind of minimal art.
Yeah. He did that.
Yeah, and I know it, but I haven't read it.
He did that full Marvel method.
Really?
Yeah, like him and the artist. Yeah, Matt Fraction's Hawkeye was really good. The issue, like he did, I remember when was it Hurricane Sandy that hit up northeast, and he did an issue about the hurricane with Kate and Clint, and they donated the entire earnings from that book to the hurricane relief. And I remember he said, everybody go out and buy 12 copies, make it hurt to write. He's like, I want this to be the biggest paycheck I'd ever gotten from a book, and I have to give it away. Somebody said, you ever heard of Dr. Rock with an E at the end? The comic artist on YouTube. Check him out. We always like new artists, so yeah.
I haven't. I'll check it out though.
We'll be on this one a little longer, but
yeah,
we always like new artists and new people in our comic community.
Yeah, I love checking out new artists, because anything that I can do that brings inspiration to myself.
Yeah, or honestly, you can learn from anything. We've talked about it before, how you can learn from bad storytelling and bad stories in general, or bad artwork. Like, wow, why does that look weird? Oh, because they did this. Okay, how do I not do that?
I love breaking stuff down, especially stuff that I like.
Yeah.
Like, man, what did they do to make that why I love it so?
It's it's part of the fun. I think like that's something like Dave Philpott's been doing the writing suggestions, and I try to comment because he's creating a cool community, and people aren't commenting. Like, he's getting tons of likes, and people need to comment and keep the conversation going. And so I like to comment, but it's always cool because so much of the stuff he talks about is stuff I actually do. So I feel kind of good about it, justified. Like, he's talking about like, hey, if you got writer's block, don't just stare at your screen, get up and do something, or
I do that a lot when I'm not feeling a page or something. Like
that's what I tell him. Like, man, tomorrow I'm gonna get up and run 16 miles at like 4:30. So I mean, there's not going to be anything out, and it's so early in the morning. I'm not going to listen to my music and get mugged or something. Like, that's just asking for trouble. So like, what I'll do is I'll just figure out some stories I want to tell with some of our characters and put them in my brain, and then just take off running and just brainstorm them and get lost in my own little world while I run. And it's a good thing to do. So he has good advice, and then it's a fun little thing. So anybody who likes to write, join up with him and let's keep that narrative going.
Not a person. Hey.
Not a person. Dave Philpott tomorrow's doing another writing course, I think, on the Page One comics.
Their streams are fun.
Yeah, they are. I got to get them to stop calling me Bard.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they can call me whatever they want. Oh, said Dr. Rock might follow you.
Oh, really?
Well, Hayashi knows more about it then again, he was the first one, so he's kind of
Thanks, Hayashi, for keeping me in the loop.
takes note of people as they show up. I think he DMs each one and is like, I'm here first, get in line.
With the program noob.
That skull's looking hot. No pun intended. God. I walked right into that one. I'm not going to accept it.
I mean, it's right up my alley, especially since I started off Halloween yesterday.
Yeah, Aaron. Bard, it's funny because like they were like Scoot, because I always come into the chat and I'm like, yeah, I'm Scoot Star's brother, and like it was a joke for a long time. Like I just want like one day to be like, oh my god, like Joe Quesada come up to our table and be like, oh my god, you're Scoot Starnes and you're Scoot Starnes' brother, and just that's all I want out of life. But they were like, you don't have a cool nickname like Scoot, and I was like, nope, I'm just Brad or Bradley. And they're like, let's come up with one. And they were just doing with like, what's his last name? His last name's Starnes. And I was like, yeah, that's why I initial BGS. I use my full name because initial and stuff BS used to get reactions. Like I legitimately had people like think I was being snarky writing BS on for my initials on stuff. And they're like, well, you need a nickname. And I was like, I don't care what you call me as long as it's not B-Rad. Same with Aaron when with the AA Ron, he said it once, he's like, oh yeah, I hate it, like we get it. Oh, I don't know Simpson, sorry Matt, but yeah, so
I don't watch this.
Bard could be way worse. And I mean, I always joke if we were born in medieval times, if I didn't die in childbirth or at 12 from the plague, I probably would have been a bard, like hopefully like Dan DeLeon from Witcher, like cool and suave. But I mean, probably not. I just like telling stories, so. Who's here? Oh, Ashley.
I was like, I don't know.
Hey, none of that. None of that.
There go the dogs.
It's your mother.
I seem to be getting a lot of stuff where I'm drawing fire lately. I know I drew Phoenix. What else did I draw with fire recently?
Aquaman.
The complete opposite.
The Wonder Woman 2014 was fire. If that's
Do I need to bring it up? I still have it.
Aaron, if I'm around you, like if I'm hanging out and we're having a pint of Guinness or an afternoon tea, talking about how much we love the Queen and Bulldogs, and somebody calls you AA Ron, I will help you 3D them.
We'll go straight America on them. Memphis, America.
Hey. I don't know.
Oh, somebody's walking down the street.
I said we should put the curtain up.
I can.
Do it now. Yeah, it's kind of like when people say, hey, B-Rad, and I'm just like, ugh. Your God hates you. Whichever it is.
Believe it or not, people get my name wrong.
Well, it's kind of like when I'll be like, yeah, my name's Bradley Starnes, and they're like, Storms?
Storms?
No, Starnes, Starnes, Star Nintendo Entertainment System, and they're like,
yeah, Tony
Starnes? Okay,
Tony Stank.
Tony Stank, yeah.
Oh, R.I.P. Stanley.
Oh man. Yeah, it's usually there's everybody has a name. I don't care. I just know in Kingsman they drink Guinness, so I want Guinness. I want to go and have a nice suit and fight people. That's my English stereotype. Aaron said, whoa, 2014 was not fire. She said it should be burned in a fire. I think it's lost to time now. It's just the digital one that survives.
It's a myth, an urban legend at this point.
You've crossed into a dimension of terror.
I feel like if I show it without telling anybody,
Viewers just plummet. Why are we getting so many thumbs down? There was only 12 people in the chat. We have 44 thumbs down.
video has the most views and most thumbs down.
We're watching Finch's stream, and he's like, "Hey guys, go over to Scoot's stream and just thumb it down real quick."
Yeah. Oh, if I ever had that happen, and he's like,
Hey, talk about the traffic we'd get from that.
yeah.
Leave its own. I saw you post that up on a story. You started sneaking in on us.
Huh?
The Wonder Woman 2014. Wonder like what was going on that 2014 was so dark you drew that. Who hurt you? That's the same year you drew that Green Goblin we all like the smoke on.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Only part that looked.
It's a time, man. It's a time. You should have shown the Wonder Woman on Stegman's stream.
Oh,
Like, this is what I've been
man.
working on for the past 6 months.
The past 6 years. God. Dagman's like, you got anything to show? I'm like, of course I do.
Yeah.
Well, hey, there's always next time.
God, I would love to see his reaction if you put that. I'd be like, oh,
Oh, that's rad. Like, it's cool, man. You ain't gotta sugarcoat it.
yeah. I thought sometimes like we've talked about the early days of Scoot, and it was like I was his hype man, I was his PR, I was his, coordinator. I told him everything he needed to do. Like, hey, here's this picture. You should draw this. Hey, post this up. Hey, make sure you're posting consistently.
Actually, Brad used to do all the posts.
Yeah, I used to do all the posting on his social media for Facebook and Tumblr when we did that, and then you did Instagram all on your own, but
And Twitter.
and Twitter, yeah. And then I used to do all of his hype stuff. So like seeing Scoot get on there and then just like, yeah, I draw this. I actually drew this on my live stream, which you can find on YouTube/Scoots Art, and OnlyFans/Scoots Farts or something. Like, and you just threw it out so seamlessly, and it was so good. Because we were not being chill in the chat. All the Scoot squad was.
I couldn't see it either. I was really bummed that I couldn't see
it. Yeah, no, it was just like even Iker. Iker was. I mean, he had rubbed his Bengay, had his Metamucil. He was ready to go, and he was just like, variant, Vantage variant. We were just like, it was just for a while. Like the stream was nothing but a screaming about what art you should show or the variant.
I would have been in that stream longer, but my freaking internet went out for the only time it's ever gone out in the history of me having that internet. I had to go restart my modem and stuff. It was nuts.
Yeah, because we were just like, man, Scoot's gone. What happened to him?
Yeah, literally just disappeared because the internet stopped working. Ridiculous. Like, good timing, Comcast.
You live in Oakland. They were just like, oh, it's 12 o'clock. Nobody's here. Just turned off all your internet. And I'm at work with the worst internet the world's ever seen, and I'm streaming it. I actually had it streaming on my computer, but I couldn't have it playing through the speaker, so I had my phone in my desk drawer with one AirPod in, listening to it. Man, I don't know. Like Corey said, Corey said he's gonna set a record for getting banned on the KLC stream.
God.
And yeah, he's gonna get banned like before it starts. Like Hayashi's in our streams early. They're just gonna come in and drop the hammer on him.
Hey, but I did name drop you guys.
Who, Corey?
You and, well, I said my brother.
Yeah.
He knows who you are.
Yeah.
You get him.
Yeah. I caught his Dumb and Dumber joke in his post today, and he seemed proud. But he also said he's gonna destroy me working out, so I'm gonna go lift him under a table. Like, he's gonna like throw up and I'll be like, come on, you 6-foot monster, you can do better than that. I think he's like 6'3" or 6'4" or something. He's tall. Because I know for a while he talked about he drew at a standing desk.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that when you were first introducing me to his.
Yeah. Look, somebody else tall drawing. Yeah. But watching that come together was really, especially how crazy that was. That was a crazy cover. Yeah. It was a fun cover, and he was
I couldn't believe how fast he did that.
Yeah.
And I get it. He probably had a lot of time into that, doing the layout and the setup. But I agree. Like, me sitting right here, like, I'm by no means close to being finished with this, but I get it. Like, you want to constantly have pencil moving on paper because you don't want any dead time. And I'm sitting here like, I'm not going to get off of here until this is done. So.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 meters or something, Aaron, right? Give me a second. Yeah, he's, well, not quite 2 meters. I mean, about 2 meters, yeah. What? Why did you bring up sweet tea, Corey? I got some waiting at home for me. It's gonna be great. Just have it fill up my hydration pack for my long runs with it. Oh, I don't know, Aaron. I thought you were. Oh, so you're just questioning. Oh God, he's 6 feet tall. Yeah, he's tall. He's a tall dude. I don't know. That was an interview I read years ago. Like I said, I was Stegman hipster, so it was probably on like super early Facebook or something.
5chan.
Oh God, no. Russian 2chan. Clean lines. Spike's looking good. You know, every time like Stegman would talk or whoever was talking, and then like it would go quiet, and Stegman's like, dead air, Ethan, get on it, get Griffin. And I'm just like, he doesn't know how it is. You know how it is to feel the time.
We artists.
God, yeah, no, I'm the shortest of my brothers at like 5'11", so I talked about when I took my motorcycle course in Middle Tennessee. They were like, yeah, Brad, you get on that bike since you're the tallest. And I looked around, and it was so weird just being the tall guy of the group. Like, I'm used to being towered over. Our dad was way taller than us, and Scoot and Bear taller than me, and Dwayne's taller. I think Mark and Justin are the only ones keeping me in check.
Speaking of that, where's Bear at?
Yeah, Bear, where's Bear in the chat? I'm gonna message him. He might be enjoying his freedom now that he's got his house back to himself. Oh man, we gotta get Mom once they get their things hooked up, all their internet and everything out there. We'll have to get her YouTube hooked up because she'll subscribe.
Yeah.
She knows how to use YouTube. Guys, if you saw my mom last week, she is the biggest sweetheart on the planet, and like she's always done like floral arrangements and catering and stuff like that. She always does it for people who just don't have money. It's never been a business. Like she does them for her church. Like every couple of weeks she'll change the altar arrangement so they have nice flowers up there. Just something my mom does. And she found YouTube and started watching people do flower arrangements, and she'd call us and send me pictures. I learned this today on YouTube. And she found somebody who taught her a lot, and she sent them an email thanking them for all their help and advice. It was so wholesome and so great. It's what, like, my mom uses the internet as it's supposed to be, and it's wonderful. And then she'll get into like binging shows. I mean, she spent her whole life raising kids and working full time, and then right when it was kind of calming down, Dad took a downward spiral, and so like now she's getting to kind of like enjoy life and be lazy sometimes, and it's great. So oh, Bear said he forgot what was going on.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's cool.
Own family. Forgot it was going on.
But I guess if we talk on topic, I haven't read a ton of Ghost Rider. I've read some, of course, like anybody. Pick him up here and there. Really liked Johnny Blaze and Damnation we talked about last week. I like Robbie Reyes a lot. And where I really got that was from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which that show, was so good. The first season was kind of like episodic, and you just kind of jump from thing to thing until it hit Winter Soldier, and then it really found its like legs. But that show did one season with Ghost Rider, and it was Robbie Reyes who was in it, and it was awesome. Like how they did that with like the the budget of a TV show, like a daytime TV show, was awesome. And then like later, like when they were kind of showing the origins of how Robbie Reyes got the Spirit of Vengeance, they teased Johnny Blaze. So like he got in a car wreck, him and his brother. I'm pretty sure it's canon in the comics as well, where Robbie Reyes got in a wreck and the Spirit of Vengeance selected him to keep him alive. And of course he, in exchange for remaining alive, he has to go and get tortured souls. But they show him like laying on the ground after the car wreck, and he's like dying, and you see a motorcycle pull up, and then you see like a guy in biker gear come out, and you never see his head, but he bends down and talks to him, and
nice.
it was really well done scene to where. And then Coulson makes a comment later about Robbie Reyes not being the first Ghost Rider he had met. It was really fun, and really hope they did more with it. Yeah, I don't know why, like the guy who played Ghost Rider, I forget his name, but he actually was in the latest Terminator movie that I heard was all right. But he was a killer Ghost Rider, and he was supposed to get a Disney Plus show, and I guess it got canceled. Which is unfortunate. It is, because his character was so cool. He had his car he drove in instead of the bike. Super fun stuff. I like how powerful they made him, just because I guess he was. I mean, Johnny, the Ghost Rider's always been powerful, but he's a fun character, and I just wish they'd use him more. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is like, when I see people say when they say that the first MCU show was Daredevil, I'm like, it was not. It was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it was an Amazon show. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's maybe they'll bring it back. I hope so, because they're trying to make it toss Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. into non-canon, and their last season even showed to where they I think the only reason they make it non-canon is they basically introduced the multiverse in the last season, and now like they're trying to pretend like that the multiverse is a new thing for the MCU, when Doctor Strange literally mentioned like every 5 minutes, they're like, oh, we have to police the multiverse. Yeah. Oh, if we do this, we could create alternate realities. Oh, like the multiverse is not new, and maybe that's why they're trying to get rid of it. But that show was awesome. I liked the Patriot in it when they had him. He was awesome. It was just a great show, and one that they don't need to just push aside, because that show was a little engine that could, like, it. They kept trying to cancel it, and fans kept swarming, and fans kept screaming, and we kept that show on the damn air. And especially, like, I always said I was hoping they'd cancel it and then put it into the Netflix shows and do that, because then they could integrate the other stuff. Like, just seeing like Coulson meet Daredevil would have been so damn cool. Yeah, with Jason Aaron's run of the Avengers, where Ghost Rider's joined up with him. Yeah, he was pretty cool in that. I've read the first volume of that, The Final Host, but excuse me, I haven't seen it anymore.
The only thing that I've never read anything with Ghost Rider in it, which is kind of a shame. Like you said, he's a sweet looking character.
Such a cool design.
But I played with him a little bit in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Oh, I didn't even realize he was in that.
Yeah, he was an Ultimate.
Yeah, Aaron, like, I don't even know. Lost track of they probably didn't do anything, most of them, but anytime they're like, save it, I even would make sure I did the season pass on iTunes so that it would, I mean, just, I guess they're so, like, help them out, like, hey, this guy's buying it, like, download every episode and watch them. It was so fun. Like, there were a couple of times where it kind of got off track, but I mean, it was also... That I think is the problem if you watch any of like the old structure of appointment TV, where it was 24 to 26 episodes per season. Like, you had to fluff that crap out sometimes. Like, you didn't have a full complete story, and you weren't allowed to just go, oh, no, I only need 15 episodes. The studio would say, no, you have 26, fill it. And you just have to pump out some stuff. But right around Ghost Rider, they got to where they were doing like, they basically started doing 2 seasons per season, where they would do the first the fall season and the spring season, and they would do them almost separate stories, but they were still connected and stuff. And that's when it got really good, because they did like Ghost Rider, and then they did the framework with all the life model decoys, and Ghost Rider came back into play into that. It was really great. Yeah, the simulation season was a lot of fun when they did when they showed like they had all the legacy characters, and then the 100th episode where Deathlock came back. Like, man, I can't believe they took him out. Deathlock was such a cool character, and I always wish they'd like the first 2 seasons had a Sif episode, and then they never had any more because she got her like the blind spot or whatever, her own TV show. I was always hoping Sif would come back. It was really cool how they used her. Sam Jackson showed up a couple of times.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he showed up in the first season a couple of times. But they really like, man, they got to where they let the characters stand on their own and didn't try to prop them up with like the like Cap and Iron Man and Hulk and talk about them all the time. And when it got just like hardcore spy thriller, it was so much fun. And I think that was when it was at its best. Is like just doing that. It was almost like if you've ever read Hickman's Secret Warriors, where Shield had collapsed and Nick Fury found out it'd been corrupted by Hydra, and he just rooted them out. It was a bunch of that. I mean, they stole so much from that. Some of the like Quake and Yo-Yo and all those characters. And God, I wish they would have brought it's Ares' son. He's the god of fear or something, Deimos or something. Maybe it's Phobos. I don't know. It was one of Mars' moons, I think. But super fun like stuff that they did with Hickman's run, and they brought a lot of that in, and it was really cool. I think there were a couple of seasons, like there was a stretch where they didn't seem to know what to do with Coulson because they just kept killing him and bringing him back. But yeah, like that's a lot of people don't know that like the helicarrier that Sam Jackson and company show up with at Age of Ultron, that Coulson put that together for him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was like a whole background arc going on for a season. It was super fun. They talk about the Sokovia Accords in it. They they introduced what was dude's name? Graviton. I need to go back and watch the show. I'm forgetting people's name. But Nathan Petrelli, you remember from Heroes, yeah. He was in that a lot. He played he played one of the people who used to run around with the Hulks, the Hulkbusters, who wanted to capture Hulk in the early issues with Thunderbolt Ross. I'm gonna remember his name here in a second. But that show was given so little to play with. I feel like the producers had to just steal whatever they could. Every little B character, every little side person, and then had to make magic with it. And they did a great job. Yes, Absorbing Man, when he first showed up in that, dude looked just like him. He ripped that ball and chain off, and I was freaking out. Super cool. It was like the show, like I said, once again, any show that runs for that long, you're gonna have like stinker episodes. Like one of my favorite shows in history is X-Files, and I don't watch X-Files straight through. I'll get to certain episodes and just skip it, because when you're filling 26 episodes, you're not telling the story you want, you're telling the story you have to. And so there's some exceptions. I'll always say Person of Interest is pretty fluid from beginning to end, but yeah, you're gonna have some stuff in there. You're gonna find some loose away, and then like Brett Dalton's character, they should have killed him off sooner and let him stay dead, but then they revived him as like an Inhuman for the host and stuff, the host for that Inhuman, and that stuff where you're just like, just let him stay gone, let him stay dead, you know. But then like the final season crossing over with Agent Carter was super fun, where they brought gosh, I am just not remembering characters today. I'm tired.
I've never watched it, so man, you're gonna have to carry it.
He was some super handsome guy from the 40s. He was a hunk and a half. God, I can't remember that because Andy and I used to go back and forth about whether he's hot. Hunk and a half. But yeah, man, like overall, for a show that was just on ABC that seemed to like they didn't care, like they didn't take care of it, that the people behind it did a great job. Like if you follow this, I mean, it had Ming Na Wen in it for God's sakes, and she is the bomb. Yeah, but yeah, the at one point Coulson hosted the Ghost Rider, the Spirit of Vengeance, for a minute, and that was awesome. But the cast and crew of that show were like super passionate and had looked like they just were the best of friends. It was a great run. I'm glad it went as long as it did, and I don't regret it. It was about the last time I watched Appointment TV until Disney Plus came out. I was like, guess what? You guys got to wait a week for stuff.
I'm fine with.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't watched Dollhouse before. That's a Joss Whedon thing, right? I think that's who did that. But yeah, that's now TV shows are like 6 to 12 episodes, and you get them once a year, and then they tell the story they want, and they're gone.
I did it again. Bit the eraser.
Why? Was it in your mouth?
I always put my eraser in my mouth.
The hell? Dude, you're crushing this thing. It's coming together
I
fast.
did it again. God.
I always feel like chains would be awful to draw because of the interlinked
So,
nature.
something about chains. So drawing chains.
Uh-huh.
If you're drawing them the same way all the way through, like how I have these, this chain is not twisted. It's literally just laying across his chest. Now, if you were to try to draw them where it's kind of twisting and stuff, when you start getting them to where they're moving, then yeah, it gets tough.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's one of those things to the non-artistic me. I'm just looking at it like, that looks atrocious. And you're like, no, it's easy. It's like when
you really have a shorthand. Like you can just come over here and do a link, and then you can literally just do.
Yeah, I remember Finch did a tutorial on doing chain links once, and it was still like, I didn't get it. But I mean, it's like the person, one of the comments on your 375 homage was like, that rubble is intense, and you're like, that was the easiest part.
That was the easiest part because you don't really have to think about it. You just...
I mean, and nobody's somebody will look at that and be like, why is Spider-Man's quad off or something? And
yeah, I'm sure it will.
But with the rubble, nobody's gonna be like, that rubble doesn't look geologically right. Like, no one's gonna come in here and be like, chert doesn't break like that. It's always going back to you have to make sure the parts that are easily understood look right, or people are gonna call you out on them.
Yeah, I'm almost done with doing just the main
pencils.
The main layout of it.
About to start rendering.
The rendering part, yeah.
What did we send out? What was that Bo Hickey one we saw? Was that a commission?
What?
The one I mailed today.
That was the Wonder Woman. That one.
Okay, Wonder Woman. Okay. So you haven't sent all. Is 375 getting inked, or are you sending that?
Just sending it to him.
Okay. Guys, we've talked about it. I stalk Christos Gage, one of my favorite writers, probably my favorite writer, comic writer on. I'll just say writer in general. I'd rather read his comics than read Harry Potter. I stalk him on Instagram or on Facebook. Wait, what is it? Twitter. Twitter is what I stalk him on.
Twittergram.
Twitter face. The only time I post on there is to retweet when Scoot says we're doing a stream, or I go and see what Christos Gage wrote and respond to it, or like tag him and stuff. And I tagged him in something because I finished Avengers Academy, and while I was trying to congratulate him, I somehow brought up his dead cats, and reminded him of losing his pets. And I jokingly asked him for an autograph, and he said, "Hey, I'm not doing any conventions, but you can mail it to this comic shop." And so I finally did that, and I wrote a letter. And dude, you want to talk about draft after draft? How do you write your favorite comic writer about wanting to be a writer while not sounding like a raving lunatic? So I actually just wrote it. I wrote like a 2-page thing, just told him some stuff I liked, and thanked him for his work, and got him to sign a couple of comics. And hopefully, I was trying to like pay postage up front and just stick it in the box, but they wouldn't let me do it. So hopefully he's not like, I'm not mailing this shit back. But with any luck, guys, in a few weeks, I think next Tuesday that thing's arrives. So maybe in a couple of weeks I'll have some signed my signed Avengers Academy #1 with Christos Gage and Mike McCone to show off. I'll be pumped. Good choice of word.
Nothing like getting to meet your idol.
Yeah, like I just want to shake his hand and kind of steal his power like the Monstars from Space Jam. Just
Oh, no, unstoppable.
yeah, I still his stuff. If you haven't read it, man, it's his Avengers Academy run, especially because he had like Hank Pym, Quicksilver, or Tigra that were like the only main characters he had, and then it was all new characters that him and Dan Slott created during the initiative, and he made you like those characters. He made you care about them. He made you want to find out where they were going. Oh yeah, there's Aaron's going to a convention. I gotta see if there's anything he can get me signed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the G.
Unit?
W. Willows, I think the writer for Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, gonna be there. So I'm gonna have to send him
cool.
something over, or just like Venmo you money and tell you to pick up a comic from your shop. And I asked him to personalize it. I never want. Signed comics aren't worth as much as people like to think. I mean, of course,
Yeah,
there's
they
going to be
sure
some outliers. Anything's going to have some value, but like, I hate when you see like a $2 comic and you've got like David Finch's autograph on it. And they're like, now $80. You're like, I'm sorry, his signature's not worth $80.
Yeah.
Comic
Even
famous
Stan
people-
Lee autographs aren't.
Yeah, Stan
'cause
Lee
he
signed
a ton of
billion things, and that's what I tell people is it's personal. I'm not gonna flip this book on eBay, so I was like, hey, would you mind personalizing? You don't have to like write a block of text, but just like a for
stuff.
Brad.
Could you just put to my best friend? Brad?
Yeah, to my best friend, so I could stop getting bullied at school. I wrote it like a 3-year-old.
He's like, this chump. Get out there and learn.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody, I ended up sending him some stickers from Space Bat and Atlas stickers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
I couldn't bring myself to put a script in there like Corey told me to. Maybe I'm trying to subtly become his apprentice, like how Darth Sidious subtly persuaded Anakin to become his apprentice. I'm gonna do that in reverse, where I'm gonna cut somebody's head off in front of him. Hopefully,
That's
I'm gonna kill a political rival.
Let's kill a bomb.
Yeah, God, El Cab. Meet up, let's kill a bomb. So maybe
He's gonna be like, this letter was so well written.
yeah, it's so well written. Is I just like, I love your Avenger Academy run. Yeah, the witness signing's big. They Jim Shooter was at 901 Comics this past weekend, and they had people witness signing, and I'm like, I don't care.
That's because
like,
they're gonna get like CGC.
yeah, that's what.
ratings
Yeah,
and
like
stuff.
I have a unhealthy dislike for like CGC and the Action Figure Authority, and now there's the Video Game Authority, where it's just because like a puckering of assholes got together and decided they were the authority on judging stuff. They're self-appointed judges judging, and then like you see a comic like, and it's like, once again, it's like, oh, this is a $20 comic, so that's, you know, pretty good for a comic. It quadrupled in value. But then they slap it with CGC and they're like, yeah, it's $400. And like, yeah, nah, get out of here. I'm not paying. Like, it's that thing better be able to take a bullet. It better be able to survive a fire. It better, if I get robbed, it better fly off the shelf and defend me for $300 extra. Like, nah, I'm not into that. I do just fine putting them in comic preservers and showing them off. That's fine with me.
When you can find them.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if you guys are out there, but you need like a ration card like World War II to get comic sleeves, bags, and boards.
Stuff out there right now.
Yeah, I asked, I was buying comics Wednesday, and I asked Jason at the seller, I was like, oh man, I forgot to grab some bags and boards. I'll be right back. He's like, how many do you need?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to grab one off the shelf. He's like, I keep them behind the counter.
He hits a secret button underneath
Yeah.
his counter.
Yeah, it was like, he like went to the back and like rapped on the wall where he like, and did like a secret knock, and a guy came out with bags and boards, and he's like, they're super rare and I'm really not selling them, but I've known you forever. And I'm like, you have known me for 30 years. Yes, you can give me bags and boards.
I wonder if he Whatever happened to that Amazing Fantasy 15 that I drew and put in there?
Oh man, I don't know. Whenever you finish their auction piece, though, we're gonna definitely ink color and get them a print to put up. They did once where somebody did a print of the cover of the first Spider-Verse book, and they did like this beautiful matte printing of it, and it was awesome. And I begged them for it for like a year. I was like, I'll pay you. You know, I was always going in there up in my bid, like, all right, what about 150? And like, they would not let it go. And they decided on Free Comic Book Day, they would raffle it off. And I bought like $150 worth of tickets. And I didn't win. Not only did I not win that poster, I didn't win any of the prizes that were given out.
Oh man,
Yeah.
rigged.
That's weird. Yeah, it's cool, Eric. Because I like comic preservers where they're usually like a buck a piece and they're a little sturdier. The board is in between the plastic, so you're like with regular bags and boards, it's something like every 5 years you're supposed to replace them because they leak oil and they degrade, so you have to redo it. And the preservers are higher quality, and so I was buying those, but I was buying them slowly. And then like COVID hit, and because of all the need for the certain type of plastic for the PPE, they started disappearing, and then bags and boards started disappearing. And
It's just like comic pages, or not comic pages, trading card pages.
oh well, that's
They're
because people have been, some
losing
morons
their
on Twitch
shit,
started
yeah.
opening cards up as fun, and then like now everybody's into trading cards again. Like get on. I wish Twitches existed during Spider-Man Fleer Ultra 94.
I got mine right here on the ground,
Was it
right here
before
next to me.
what year was it?
90.
Oh, no. Imagine us.
Oh, check this out too. So I drew this picture, I don't know how many years ago, but
Probably 96.
it's literally been sitting in this for many years. This is what I have my cards in. So
like 2
like-
decades.
they're like, look at this Spider-Man Fleer Ultra cards. Yeah, it's been in here a long time. What year were these? 95.
95. Yeah, so like I always say, like, man, we were just one, like, we're like a generation off, like, because we would have definitely like run a Twitch stream and opened cards, and like you get that holographic Spidey versus Venom and lose your mind on stream.
We lost our mind when Bear got
We
that.
played competitive gaming, but we were a little behind like the MLG craze and the like real big sponsorships and stuff, like it. But that's okay, because now it seems like everybody in the Smash community was too busy being
Touching
sexual
children,
deviants
yeah.
instead of whatever assaulting
happened there.
underage people or having sex with people who
It's like
non-consented
Were we
sex.
the last group of people that just went to actually play and have fun?
When I met Zane for the like last time we hung out, that was like the first thing I was mouth. He's like, were we the only people who played that game? Like, yeah.
For fun.
We used to be locked into a pizzeria for 8 to 10 hours, and we just sat and played a video game.
Good times.
Oh, Bear's in the chat.
Hey,
Welcome,
Bear. Everybody in the chat, give Bear a happy birthday. His birthday was on
Yeah.
the 1st.
Scoot
So-
can hold that up. We bought Bear's birthday present. We just bought it late.
Yeah.
Oh, you can show it now.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't need it to
Bear, are
be
you paying attention?
all eyes on us.
All right, hold on. Let's bring this back up real quick. So Bear's birthday was Wednesday. So Bear, I got you these for your birthday.
Nobody likes orange airheads. Ugh.
Orange airheads and grape airheads. So they're here, Bear. Everybody give Bear a happy birthday in the chat.
Oh man. Oh, Aaron, you didn't tell us it was your birthday on the 2nd. Damn.
Oh man, happy birthday,
Happy
man.
birthday, Aaron. Dang. Now I gotta save my birthday picture for you for next year.
And then also, Bear, we have this for your birthday as well.
yeah,
It's over here.
you can come get it if you want.
You can come get it if you want. Otherwise, we're gonna open it and transform it on stream. So I'm just saying.
Ooh, an unboxing ASMR on
unboxing.
the weekly BS.
And for all you guys out there, this is a masterpiece movie series, Optimus Prime. So I'm just saying, it's here, Bear.
I think Bear just jumped through the window. Yeah, so.
Bear literally lives 5 minutes from me.
And I live 45.
Brad lives 45 minutes away.
Unless there's traffic like today and I live an hour and a half away. Yeah, we've been talking about what to get you for your birthday, and then sometimes life gives you lemons.
And you shopped for us today, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy birthday, Aaron. I'd ask you how old you are, but I've been told that's rude.
Yeah. He's younger than us, that's for sure. He's a supple boy, I think.
Hell yeah. Next year, we'll have a big party.
Yeah, have a September party. So what, in a few weeks, Transformers will be back in theaters. Transformers 86 is going to be doing a limited showing here in Memphis. We need to just do like a reaction video like people do, where we're just watching, we're just like, wow, like losing our mind, like we haven't watched it 40 times this year already.
And I know we've talked about Transformers in here before, but when we say we like Transformers, Bear's on another level.
Yeah, I remember
His Transformers collection is mighty.
I remember when there's
Soul and body of a 75-year-old.
The man's bones creak.
All right, let's get back to drawing here.
When I remember when I met there's a couple of guys. One of the guys in our run group who started our run group, he also does a podcast called Powers Not Included, about comics and a little bit of nerd culture in general, but mostly about comics. And his guy, the other guy who hosted with him, like always touted himself as the toy guy. And I was like, that's cool. Let's see. You know, I want to see, like, he always talks about all the action figures he buys. And I remember, like, he showed me a picture and I was like, oh, that's a lot of toys. And in my brain, I was like, dang, my brother's got a way bigger collection. So I'm like texting Bear and I'm like, hey man, send me a picture of your Transformers shelf. And dude saw it and he's like, good God. And I was like, yeah, that's
whenever we get into something, we don't half-ass it.
Yeah.
We go all in.
Yeah, Aaron, we are not aging gracefully. We're gonna roar and rage. Like, I plan to die skydiving or something. Like, I think as we get older, we get more active and more just fight the time.
We really do. Like this morning, I woke up and biked 9 miles.
Yeah, and
I
like,
wouldn't have done that a few years ago, you know.
Yesterday was wake up at 5 a.m. and lift for an hour, and then at 5 p.m. I was supposed to run 6 miles, felt good, so I did 8, and just kept going. Like, we just
rode 9 miles, then cut my front and backyard, which is
do
pretty
that.
big. Pretty big yard.
My duplex neighbor cuts the yard. We springtime of youth there, and we just hang on.
Yeah, man.
Because yeah, we are.
I'm 35, but I definitely feel. I think I feel better now than I did, you know, a few years ago.
Yeah, because we were pretty close to being like Star Wars children, because our sister was born in 75, so real close. Then Bear's 80, Ann's 83, you're 86, and I'm 87. So we just Catholic family just smashing until he couldn't anymore. And that would be the Optimus Prime. You're gonna get here and it's gonna be those weird Japanese ones where it's just like a miner in the bathtub playing with an Optimus Prime toy.
Yeah.
Dude, no, Aaron, get your midlife crisis out of the way now, man. It's because 30, like I tell, like everybody starts hitting 30 now. I'm like, guys, if you think like me, 30s are awesome. 30s are way better than 20s. Like, you're done with your awkwardness and you're just like, let's have fun and do cool shit.
Just if you want to do something like be a comic book artist, go ahead and make that happen now.
Yeah, God, Scoot and I we started trying, like, we started toying around with the, like, comics when we were, like, 24, 25. And we didn't really get serious about it. We started trying to ramp up, but I was in college. And finally, when I got out, we started doing it when we're, like, 29 and doing, like, 28 to 30. There's an Empire Strikes Back, baby. And not only that, but, like, if you guys don't know, Memphis, we all were born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, and Memphis, Tennessee has a real little brother Napoleon complex, go fuck yourself idea where like everybody's like, oh, Tennessee's Nashville, and we're like, nah, it's Memphis. And like, so we have a thing, and so like Memphis's area code is 901, and so we're real big about it. So September 1st is course 901 over here, and so Bear not only was born in Memphis, but he's Memphis as fuck, so more than most people. So he's definitely earns his title here. Never crisis started to buy expensive shoes. Dude, you should see Bear pack for a trip. He's got like a suitcase for clothes, toiletries, food, everything, and then he has like a separate bigger one for shoes. And then me, I have nothing but running shoes and a pair of Vans. It's like the saddest thing about the fire. Bear had all of his shoes like in Ziploc bags inside of totes, and somehow the smoke still got him. The soft tones of Abby snoring.
I know.
Kind of making me
The fan going.
making me a little sleepy over here. Rendering's looking good on this, man. Like I said, a leather jacket right up your alley. It's like when I was like, hey, I want some space people. They're wearing like form-fitted like latex suits. You're like, gnarly.
Yeah.
Easy.
Just humans.
And
Human
then,
form.
Stuff. Corey does a damn good job on that when he inks, bringing that rendering out. You know.
Yeah, I forgot to share
enhancer.
that.
Huh?
I forgot to share that at the top of the show.
What's that?
The B-Movie Saga page.
Oh, well,
one.
those aren't him, right? Those are Matt Seaborn.
That's page 1 of the new one.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you had. I didn't see it from back here. I thought you were showing B-Movie Saga 1 redone.
Did any of you guys get to catch the Brute Studios story and read our first B-Movie Saga story we put out? Brad posted all 5 pages on his on the story of the Brute Studios
Yeah.
Instagram.
That's something I can ramble about for a minute because, man, I didn't know if I wanted to post that because looking back on it, one, Scoot's art. I mean, Scoot's art's so great. Like that first panel, I still think holds up so well. Collins looks so great.
The first page is really awesome.
And I think the rest. I think her expression in the final panel
Yeah.
before you see the big squid reveal.
Kratos is bad.
It's so good. Like there's a lot of really great stuff and a lot of good stuff you did in it. But literally, we Aaron, if you didn't see it, just go check it out. It's probably still in the stories for the day because I posted it real late yesterday. But if not, I saved it into my story. So if you look at our profile for the Brute Studios, you can read our first B-Movie Saga story because it's out of print. And if we ever reprint it, it's going to be full color. It's been re-inked by Matt Seaborn. It'll be full color, and I'll redo the lettering on it because that's like, I'm looking at it and like the lettering, there are some questionable word bubble choices. Some of the letter, like the spacing just isn't good. And something I know Aaron will understand is like, since I wrote that in 2017, no, was that 2000? Yeah, it was 2017 we did that.
Yeah.
I got to know the characters better. I got to know Collins and Gray. Like if somebody came up to me and said, hey, we're going to role play, you have to be Henrietta Collins from your book. I'm going to throw a scenario at you and you just tell me how they would react. I can do that. No problem. I can fall in and out of these characters. And like when you read the second story and then when we get into the first arc of B-Movie Saga, you're going to see how I developed them and how their character came to be, how they became fully formed, like autonomous people now. And when I wrote that first story, I still wasn't completely formed. So they have that kernel that like Graylay's a little more, speaks more intelligently and he's a little more techie and Collins is short tempered and, foul mouthed, but their personalities were not 100% there. So like when I go do it, this probably isn't fair to Scoot because he can't go redo the whole art, but I'm redoing the lettering and redoing the words and like just we'll upgrade a lot. So there's a lot of stuff you can look in there. And why I finally posted it is one, because it's out of print. We don't have it anywhere.
It was printed in an anthology.
An anthology, yeah, the 901 comic anthology. Not to say we were the best of the bunch, but hey, we made the cover.
I didn't draw that cover, by the way. Someone actually homaged us and made that cover.
Yeah, we got homaged early, but we wanted people to look at it, and then when B Movie Saga 2 hits and people are getting that, I want them to go back and compare it and see how much Scoot has improved and how much in general, because man, that we inked that like a monster. Scoot inked that during a convention, and then like we were talking about it is I had to come to his work because it was due the day after Memphis Comic Expo, so he stayed up late inking it into the night.
And when he says stayed up late, like I stayed up till about 5 a.m. and I had to be up for work at 7:30 the next.
Yeah, and then he did and then when I came, I was like, hey man, I get off at 4. I'm coming to pick this up so we can scan it because we had to turn it in that Monday. And I get to work and I'm like, all right, I'm coming to get the pages, and he's still trying to ink it. I'm like, give the pages up, man. I have to go scan this. And then catastrophe hits. We have like an hour before deadline, and I go and drop the inks in, and I had bubbled, like I'd done the lettering and bubbles on the pencils, and when I scanned them, for some reason they did not line up, and I had to like redo everything. And then we had to like print a proof, and Scannendorf was not like behaving like he's supposed to, and it was just this huge stressful catastrophe. But I always say, like,
hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm rolling on this one, man. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, you're good.
We're
You're
rolling
good.
on this thing, man.
Oh dang, Bear! I forgot Bear did help ink on that. He did some at the convention. So yeah, Scoot's the inker on that, but some people contributed by filling in here and there. But yeah, we were given, we came into this anthology. Everybody else had been working on it for a year.
Yeah, I was going to say, start at the beginning and tell the story.
So yeah, we met the owner of 901 Comics at the Spider-Man Homecoming premiere, like early premiere, like sneak preview, and he's like, hey man, yeah, if you got like a 5 to 8 page story. I was like, dude, I got like a 60 issue arc of Atlas, the Atlas Beetle I'm ready to write. And he's like, oh, well, right now we're just doing this. And so Scoot and I went on vacation to Florida, came back, and they had a meeting, and I went in there, and the meeting was cool. I was super pumped about it. And I called him and I said, hey man, told him all the stuff. Hey, they're doing this anthology. It's due by the end of September, so they can print it for August, blah, blah, blah. I was running through the whole thing with them. And I was like, if I write you a 5-page story by the end of this week and you draw this thing before the end of September, and you got to think it seemed like he had about 3 weeks, but in actuality it was probably about 18 days. Like it was not, we barely had a full 3 weeks, and we did it. So I wrote this story. It's real light on stories, just, it's a chase scene. A lot of people were doing establishing stories to kind of get their series, give it like life and give you a sneak preview. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I just want to drop you in media ray and just let you learn who the characters are. So that's why, you make sure they name drop each other and, things like that to show that it's a first story, but they're in this bigger world. And fun thing is, like, you guys, another good thing about having that first story there is they talk about a couple of things that happen. They talk about some other adventures they have, and every single one of those has a story behind it that I had planned already. And the first arc of the B Movie Saga will talk about one of those, and so you'll be able to go back and look at that first story and go, oh, that's what they're talking about. And so hopefully it'll pay off in the end. And it was, Scoot and I were working on the thing nonstop, learning things left and right. We were way out of our depth.
It was our first venture into making a comic book.
No, Corey, we are not redoing those pages. But it was, I remember losing sleep over it. I was basically getting out of work, coming out to Scoot's, and the whole time we were getting ready for Scoot's first convention. Yeah. So I was going to print companies in town and like doing test prints.
Dude, we were meeting up at like Barnes and Noble at the coffee shop.
Yeah, but some rando was just like, hey, what are you guys doing with all that cool art? And they're like, this is it. And like, yeah, we were meeting at random places like back alleys and just, speakeasies. And so we were doing this thing, and what was crazy is we finished it, and we had probably the best showing there because it looked the most comic. Dale had better art. Yeah. Dale had a better told story for sure. Greg Craven's of course a beast. So that was fun. But it's we got out and people were like high five. People were like telling us good job. They were laughing at the punchlines in it. And then like Scoot and I left. We're like, yeah, guys, you have a good night. And like we turned the corner and it's like
high five.
American Pie started playing with the lovers cry and the poets scream, screaming. We're just like bumping chests and high fiving and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. And it was a deadline. We started, we pushed ourselves and we completed it. And while we were stressing the whole time, it was the best kind of stress we've ever had. It's no like, oh my god, I'm getting fired from work. It's just like, I want to do this and do the best I ever did. And that's when I think we were like, this is what we want to do. Like, if Image is cracking the whip on me, telling me I need to get out 6 scripts by the end of the month or something, I would much rather stress about that than any other job I've ever had in my life. And so it kind of inspired us and pushed
even
us.
though it was stressful, the stress that I was under, it was better than going to my normal job any day of the week.
Aaron, yeah, we can. You get all that blood in the ink stuff. If we can, you start. We'll follow your lead. Yeah, there's like so many people in this chat. Like I always say, hi. I was joking, but like, I'd love to like Hayashi be like, I've got a book, but I don't have money to produce it. But like, hey, let me buy your limited print run of that, and then I'll just stick the Brute Studios logo on there. The Brute Studios comics, and or I would love to be. I wish like if I hit the lottery, there's so many of you guys I'm gonna call. Like I'm gonna call Aaron and charge up a horrendous international phone call bill, and be like, hey man, quit your job. I need you to work full time for me now. Like. And it would be so fun to just have this brain trust of people who create comics and have fun doing it, kind of without constriction. Like if Hayashi literally ever came to me and was like, hey, I got a book and I want help putting it out, I'd be like, yeah, you just have to let me and Scoot look over it. And what that means is just like give him a little advice. I never want to be like, yeah, you got to change this plot point. Like, no, it's his plot. That's why would we want to change that? It's not like you're trying to control the narrative. You're just trying to make sure you get the best product out. Same as any of us do, Corey spotting backwards limbs or Scoot critiquing his inks, it's all to make sure we get the best thing ever. And
Corey even mentioned those backwards limbs. Who was that? You, Brad?
Oh, we both brought it up
in the Stegman stream
because they showed McFarlane had one.
Yeah, his went to print though. At least mine did. I guess when you're a titan like McFarlane, you.
But yeah, how fun would that be? Just be like, hey Aaron, you got your book out? It's time. It's your month up. Let's do this, and just do cool little like limited runs or Kickstarters and stuff. And I like the dream is like 5 years from now, we're all putting out books, and we're like, let's have the meetup, and we have the Brute Studios or Scoot Chat
Summit,
and we all just sit around and hash out ideas for hours. Like, hey, I've been given this idea, and everybody's brainstorming it, so I have to thank all you fucks in the credits. Like, this was my story, but they contributed, Yeah, Hayashi, I remember we were talking for a while about it. I was trying to write a horror story for you, and horror is not my genre. I still had some fun ideas, and I think about them from time to time. I gotta get the connecting tissue, I gotta figure something out. But one of these days, maybe after Scoot and I get rolling and I don't have, or that we get B-Movie Saga and Wilder Talents rolling, I can be like, hey man, draw me a comic, and we'll produce it and pay you. Of course, I don't pay professional rates, but I try to pay.
Brad pays me for pages, and he's my brother.
I paid Scoot because one, Scoot can always use some money, and I wanted to incentivize him to draw more. And I also, it looks good now that I can say, hey, I did this comic project and I paid the artist on time. He finished the last page and he had payment in his bank, and it's it's a good way to do that. That's why I was trying to pay Corey, and then now we've got at least I'll at least help him buy his printer. I'll buy the whole damn thing if he asks me to. But Aaron, the Captain Britain Corps is going to be, we'll do that. It's one of those things where we come in and we just like redefine comics, and then we go back and do creator own stuff. Like, yeah, we just got to pull back. We can't reshape a studio again. We'll just do our own thing. Oh, I think Sophie's about to get caught in a cord.
He's okay. I want some grace, right?
Aaron, you down?
Sophie is a hungry girl.
You were absolutely dominating this Ghost Rider. You were like, oh, Stegman did a cover in 4 hours. I can do this in 2.
Yeah, it's good in this.
I think the blue lines is always a good idea. Like,
It is.
if you guys remember some of our Instagram lives, we get on like, we don't know what we're drawing today, but we're a little closer to getting the Scoot, Corey, John. We got to figure out the logistics and technical aspects of like streaming his. We at least need his iPad up here and voice, like a microphone, even if it's like us sitting on the couch after you're done, you know. We get them up, and then we've got to find out. I guess we need to do it like on a Saturday before 5, so Iker will be awake.
Yeah, we'd find a good time to do it, but yeah, I really, really, really want to do
Yeah, and then Valia, who did Scoot's banner and has popped in a couple of times, he wants to stream with him once. And
it, which would be
yeah, if you have Valia Chopin on
it's like Balia Cho on Twitch. Valia Cho.
yeah, and he was doing a stream where he was showing digital coloring, which was incredible. And then if you came into the stream and you could anybody in the stream was allowed to request a bunny, and he would sketch a bunny. So I got a punk rock bunny and Scoot got a pumpkin.
Dude, I told him
We got a Halloween bunny.
Did you see it? Oh,
yeah,
so you saw
she
it.
was sitting there next to me.
Okay.
I named it
What'd you
Bumpkin.
Bumpkin?
Mine was my punk rock bunny was Skank 1 after Skank 0 from Hopeless Savages, but which funny enough
I'm
is
sorry, bud.
Twitch flagged my comment in Skank.
I saw
and
it.
And then it allowed it.
Oh, I could tell I've been leaned over for a while. Got the old artist back happening.
Oh man, you've been drawing Daredevil Hush. I bet that's gonna be good. Your Batman was great. Like it had its own take on it. I thought, you know, he was but he had the trademark scowl. Batman and Spider-Man are one of those things. We were talking about the difficulties of drawing like Mickey Mouse, to where Mickey Mouse over like 100 years has barely varied at all. And so you have like a parameter you have to work in, but like Spider-Man and Batman, you can take them and do whatever you want with them and have fun and make them your own. And I thought Hayashi's Batman was like that.
I think
so.
that was a good point brought up on that Stegman stream. Someone said that one of the people that had joined the stream was saying that they would draw Spider-Man for their like portfolio.
Yeah.
But they said they found it hard to find a pose of Spider-Man that hadn't been done. He said he would draw something and then he would open a book and be like, oh, yep, that's been done. Never mind. And Stegman made a good point. He said, I can kind of feel that to a point. He said, but really with Spider-Man, you just need to make him your own. He said, if it's a pose that's already been done, put your own twist on it.
Yeah.
It was cool because he was talking about like, yes, it has been done, but how are you going to make it your?
Yeah, I mean, even the page I had by him with Kane Parker, Scarlet Spider coming through the window.
That's a classic. It's
a classic Spidey pose. I mean, but he made it his own. He put his own style on it. He did a lot of like the glass coming at you that looked really good. I mean, you just have to. It's almost like the Infinite Monkey theory, where it's like the universe is so complex and there's so many people drawing comics and writing comics and drawing pictures. Inevitably, you're gonna see something that looks similar, and that's why homage covers are such a big thing. As long as you credit people, cool. But I mean, like, you can't think that you're gonna go in and be like, I'm gonna draw Spidey like no one's ever has. Like, how about that? Just, you know.
Especially considering you have Mark Bagley that's drawn Spider-Man.
And then yeah, I mean, like,
you have, like,
you have cool stuff like Spidey perched up on a building, or just like I love the shot of Spidey like basically sitting on a wall where he's just got his feet and he's like texting or like reading a book sitting on a wall. It's always such a good pose because it immediately shows you has this weird power that he adheres to walls, and it's and then it's just a cool dynamic pose. So it's always, you know, things like that. There's nothing wrong with sampling from people you like. I mean,
I do it all the time. You can look at a woman's face that I've drawn and tell me that I'm not influenced by Michael Turner.
Yeah.
And you just don't know who Michael Turner is.
Yeah. That's the only options.
Yeah.
I mean, Oh yeah, he said. I mean, Superman's flown vertically up the page thousands of times with one arm straight, but every artist does it differently. Yeah, that's
I
absolutely
mean,
right.
there's
That's
a reason it's called the Superman pose.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, it's almost a comfort thing to do your readers. It's a little nostalgia that they can
It really
latch
is.
onto. But yeah, and it's just yeah. I don't think you should worry about that too much. I mean, shit, look at all the artwork you showed earlier. That was a straight copy. I'm pretty sure like it's you copied a lot when you were growing up.
You talking about that Carnage?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's straight from
a book.
Bagley.
Yeah, so I mean,
How you learn. I
yeah,
mean, as
like,
long as you're not putting it out there claiming it as your own.
I remember
Go on.
reading I was reading the manga De Grey Man way back in the day when it was you guys man, we used to have to get manga fan translated and be like you could tell they pasted the words in paint, but we didn't care as long as we were getting the story. But I remember we went on hiatus once because another manga artist claimed that the mangaka ripped her off. And when they showed the comparison, it was really just like it was a close up of somebody's hand looking up at them right before they shot like an energy blast out of their hand. I was like, how many times has that shot? I mean, there was like 4 million shots of that in Dragon Ball Z alone.
That is anime.
That is anime and manga, and they tried to sue her for that, and it stopped the production of the manga. It really pissed me off because I was enjoying it, and like when it came back, it's like it'd been gone so long, it came back and it was super weird. And I was like, it was kind of like it was like a lot of shows like Heroes suffered really bad from it, like when the writer's strike happened and shows came back and you could tell they weren't the same. But yeah, it's like that seemed really, really pushing it. You know, this wasn't Vanilla Ice with his dun 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 dun. You know, it was just a pose. It was a cool dynamic pose, and they got heat for it. And I was like, I don't know, didn't seem right to me.
Did you guys catch Instagram Live last night with me and the missus? Brad nailed it on the head when he said it was a coloring book page.
No, that would have been. I honestly should.
We're gonna be doing more spooky streams like that. Yep. A lot of black on this guy.
Yeah, get to well, I said leather. You get to render it.
Yeah, man.
Andre said the same. Yeah, I still don't like. I love something that I cannot like. If Scoot had done the pencils this and said, "Hey, do the rendering, shade this," I can't comprehend like where you put the white highlights in there to show the muscle and the movement, just the crinkles like that. My brain doesn't see it. I'd see the lines and be like, "Oh, it's good. Corey can fill in the shading."
Oh, Hayashi.
Oh yeah.
She did.
Thank you, Hayashi.
She was straight Memphis word. She was stressing going into that.
Ashley stressing. That's a new one.
All right.
That's my secret captain.
I'm always stressing.
She shouldn't, because she has a good husband and 3 lovely dogs.
I've got some of her artwork that she's painted for me around the room here. You still said you were going to paint Brad something for his place. But talking about the rendering where the light and stuff is, that's the thing that when I started learning to do comic art, that's what I wanted the most. Whenever I would see somebody do a piece of art, I was just like, God, look at those highlights.
It's almost a similar thing to like how the action of a comic happens in the gutter. It's like your art happens in those highlights. It's not all the shading you put in there. It's not all the black you fill in. It's the the
It's
highlights.
the rim lighting.
Yeah, you do a real good job with the rim job, and,
Yeah.
and
I've been told I'm good.
that was a Corey joke. What was I thinking?
I was laughing so hard in there.
Oh, the Wolverine one.
I had this. Laughing so hard.
There's a I'll have to share the Invincible meme I made for him too, because he likes Invincible a lot.
Mhm.
And of course he has like 45 kids. And one day, the day I came over here, none of you two weren't here, and I was just doing laundry. I tried to do yoga in your living room and like got mobbed by dogs and a cat.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Sophie will not let you.
and so I had to make a
tried,
joke
but-
about how the dogs and cat were like light mode Corey. But it was a pretty good one, and Corey enjoyed it. Then he sent an adorable picture of him walking his kid around the block.
Like we said, we've been trying to see what our limit is with Corey, and he's let us know so far that he has no limit.
The Goku of getting
He's
made
the
fun of. He has
Goku.
no upper limit.
After trying to eat Halloween. That's different.
That's the first time he's
Even-
ever heard
even
that.
that-
Congratulations.
Even my little coloring book kind of like.
Oh yeah, she used my brush pen.
That thing's.
Well, it's like Space Bat. He's so simplistic. I was like, I feel like I could eat this. I'm like, I'm just gonna ask you, Corey. You can do it in 2 seconds and do it better than I ever could. There are no. Oh no, Matt! Oh my god!
It hadn't popped up on my screen yet. I'm waiting.
Scoot, Scoot.
Why would you do that?
Oh my god! He colored.
Oh my
goodness.
god. Why would you do that, Matt?
That's gonna, Matt, I haven't.
Matt, you want me to throw that up at the end here?
I'm about to save it. That's gonna be my new phone wallpaper.
Hey, again, Hayashi. No competition, brother. Yours was rad. And it was in your style.
Yeah, man. Scoot's Master Roshi. You can be one of the Z fighters. You'll outdo him. Oh my gosh.
When Brad came over here, it was one of the first things I said was, man, that Hayashi's was awesome. I loved the angle you had him at. It was really
Let me go
dynamic.
look at that thing real quick. Matt, you were out of line for that.
Yeah. Brad, put the ban on him.
just a short one. Oh shit, I was supposed to remind what's it called? Yeah, that Ghost Rider, man. The flame on the head, the open mouth.
Yeah, it's really
Eye collar,
good.
that's real good. Did you do it with that tiny pencil?
How's your hand?
Biker Miser Street Sharks. Whoops. Go. I forgot to tell Holly we were streaming.
Oh. I say this one will probably go a little after now. Sorry if y'all have stuff you're doing.
No. We're all here.
Just because there's so much.
Friday
for-
night.
Yeah. That's the one good thing is like, whenever Scoot calls me, I'll do these. Wednesdays I try not to because I have run group. But I'll do them any day. But like, when we do these and it goes to like 9:30, I don't have any wrap. I'm just like, all right, we're done. See you later. Bye. Because I got to get home and sleep and get to work. But Fridays make it a lot easier. Getting good. Good way. Everybody gets to watch a good stream and then coast into the weekend, you know? Even if your weekend sucks, you spend a little time with Scoot. And Scoot is life. Scoot is love.
Don't need to put that picture up.
Oh, I've got it ready too.
Do you?
I'll post that on. I'll post we need to post staff photos for Brute Studios in the stories. And I can post Corey. We've got Corey's. I actually like the picture of him trying that apple crisp drink on his wife's Instagram.
Are you looking at the picture?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
The one that we accidentally texted a dude we didn't know.
And then I texted him a picture of a guy having sex with a fish.
Did you really?
That was a
God.
glubby
Oh,
whispers.
that's right.
And one of our friends was like, all of my texts go to my computer screen at work. Please stop texting me. Oh, no. Yeah, that one. I don't know if I have a catastrophe of a picture. I do have that picture of me powerbombing Bear though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like 3'2" until I hit 18.
Yeah.
Got a lot of pictures of me spooning with Justin. Oof. Stop looking at old pictures. Oh, okay, that makes sense, Hayashi. I thought you were using a golf pencil to do all your art. I was like, hey man, money's tight, let me know, I'll send you a Bic or something.
That man stole a pencil from a bowling alley, dude.
That man's like, you bowled a 600, like that's not possible, and you just ran out the door with the pencil. Wanted in several Canadian cities for pencil theft. Oh, nothing. I didn't say you didn't. I did not say anything about it. Nothing. I remember when our boss found that picture of me and Justin spooning and printed it off for himself, and he was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to post this on Facebook, embarrass you." I was like, "We're spooning. We do way more embarrassing things." No, Bear, it's not from the compilation video. I'll send it to you real quick. It's just a picture I have from like a billion years ago. I think it was just like we had a disposable camera. We had to burn some. God.
When I get that backyard wrestling video that we made on this computer, I'll show it on stream one time.
Yeah, they're not.
We'll have to take the music off.
Oh,
Well,
that's true.
Maybe Dwayne can make us a bump and tune to put on there.
Yeah.
We were on YouTube. Pulled up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
like what? Like
13 years
13
ago,
years
yeah.
ago before.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, some of them got taken down because I put like copyrighted music on it.
Yeah, but what's funny is like some of the Pillows music got taken down, but some of them are still.
Yeah. That was back when we used like Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah. That's all we knew.
Just pick whatever, because we for some reason we never could figure out how to get the videos sound to go onto the computer, so we just put music over everything.
We had a media center PC and
See, Matt.
everything.
Matt's got to dip. Take care of the children.
Cool, man. Have a good night, Matt. Thanks for tuning in like always. Not thank you for that picture you sent, Brad.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just do close friends next time and make sure Matt's not included on the stream.
Not Brad has an
Yeah, he does.
Bear said we'll just sing when worlds collide.
When world collide.
God, I wish we still had the recording of Philip singing When Worlds Collide as a kid.
Are you ready to die? Are you ready to die? When world collide.
Man, and then how he used to call you Uncle Hoo Hoo. And then when he came in and learned your name, he was like, hello, Uncle Scoot. Who are you?
And then when he moved in, he's like, I'm not going to clean my room ever.
Yeah, Bear, I think you weren't in the chat the day we talked about how you had a spider's web of VCRs and TVs and stereos hooked up to make that compilation.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple of
It's-
weeks ago.
And Dwayne says he has a digital version of it somewhere, so I want to see that so
Pretty
bad.
sure Bear does too. It's on his phone. Or he showed it to us on his phone once.
Oh, I didn't know that. If he does, he can send it to me through Facebook Messenger, and we can get it real easy. Getting into watching you draw this, and good. Here's an art question: is the shading on his leather jacket and I guess on his person's different due to his flaming skull?
It could be.
Or is that color
and
phase?
honestly, it should be.
Mhm.
Like this part here, this on his collar.
Uh-huh.
If I was gonna be using that as a lighting reference, then
Mhm.
yeah, all of that would just not have any shadow on it. But
Dude.
when you go in with color, like somebody, I don't remember who said it best, but yes, when I draw, I try to, always think about my lighting and what's gonna have shadow and what's not. I take into account if somebody was gonna color this, what would it be? But some artist said sometimes you just got to make shit look cool.
Yeah,
And,
no, for sure.
Right now, that collar has a shadow because it looks cool. So
Yeah, and that's just like, to me, like, I'm sure that that's something that like Iker could put in, like how he added an entire sunset to the Aspen.
yeah.
Like he could put it in like the blacks, he could fade in the orange or something. I think that's fair that he could do that.
But if I was gonna go with that, it would be a much harder piece to draw because it'd be multiple light sources.
And it would be like that really cool Venom commission you did where you lit him from the bottom.
Yeah.
That was super fun, but it looked like it was way more difficult.
It definitely was just because I don't do it as much.
Yeah. I'm assuming Hallowfield's being quiet because he's inking this while you draw.
Probably.
Just
Probably.
to beat everybody out the door. Oh my god. What is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Okay,
awesome.
guys. So we've got the
We've got the backyard wrestling video.
We'll show it next stream.
We will
I don't know
show
why
it,
it says evaluation copy in the middle.
We used to do some crazy, crazy stuff.
It's not that crazy. It's just
Think
fun.
that bear?
Yeah. Just us jumping around on a trampoline. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Dude, Spider-1 and Rob Zombie, I love that they're brothers.
Who?
Spider-1, the lead singer of Power Man 5000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised one.
Yeah.
Brad
yeah,
almost
the story
killed me.
is
Y'all were-
when I kind of stopped is when I kicked Scoot in his neck and like I was like, I could have paralyzed him. And if I paralyzed Scoot, we wouldn't be doing the stream and have all these fun friends anymore. That Daniel, you picked him up like he was nothing.
Yeah.
It's remarkably underwhelming, but gosh, what a time.
Yeah.
I think it just looped or Bear showed.
Yeah. Get ready for it next week. We'll make sure it doesn't have copyrighted music.
I think it might be better with the watermark in it. It adds something to it.
Makes it look professional.
God, I was so small.
Yeah, you guys are gonna see how small Brad was. Is my hair red in any of those?
Yeah, several.
I used to always dye my hair bright red.
There's just like jack-o'-lanterns hanging in the trees. We always wrestled during the fall when it was cool.
Once this stream's over, I'm watching it.
It's kind of fun and like lame in the coolest way. Like we were outside wrestling with like baby gates and metal
Oh,
dinner
yeah.
trays. Oh no, Justin's telling a joke in the chat. I'll tell you the punchline in a second. This is a masterpiece.
What did Ghost Rider say to Jack Skellington?
Justin's winding this up and I need to know the punchline.
Go ahead, Justin. Deliver it. What flavor airhead you got there?
My favorite is
Bear, she got that
orange
one.
Oh, that 450 was clean.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm still jealous of the assorted airhead pack that
Bear
Bear got yesterday.
all watermelon.
Freaking all watermelon.
That was
That
magnificent.
was crazy.
Have you ever watched that yard wrestling thing?
With the music.
Yeah,
I think you should.
that might have been what I showed you on our first date to hook you in.
Oh, Justin.
What do you say?
You showed the wrestling compilation?
I remember our first date. bowling. And I met you at the bar when I pulled in. I remember what you were drawing. We're drawing. Drawing. It said, "Do you believe in magic?" And it was a guy pulling the.
Yeah.
That was the first drawing I ever.
Oh my gosh.
I drew it in the parking lot
The
of
first
the
day
bowling
of the
alley.
bowling alley. Or wait,
We are punctual. We are not
Yeah.
stars women. We are stars men. We show up on time or ahead of time. Justin's punchline was, "Hey, we both have skeleton heads."
I hope this is the 2007.
No,
Damn right it is.
not that cool.
Definitely not that cool. But can we all agree that National Treasure is one of the best movies?
Justin, why does he always attack Cyclops?
We can both bear up Cyclops. I don't get it, Justin.
Because Cyclops is so sexy, bears want to
God.
sleep with him.
Bear said, "I invited Ashley to the date." Actually,
Oh,
I think
come
that
on,
was
Bear.
the second thing that we
It
went through
wasn't.
that
It
movie.
was the
Offspring,
first
right?
thing. It was the first
What
thing
was
we ever
funny
did.
about that story was I was on my way to church, and
Oh wow, we've corrupted her.
was it Bear that called me or was it you?
I called you, but
You called
Bear
me,
was the
but-
one that said you should invite Ashley.
Yeah, you called and said, "Hey, Bear wanted me to ask you to come to the Offspring concert with us." That was, I think, our second date.
That was the first
And
thing.
instead of going to church, I went to see Offspring with you.
That was the
Solid choice.
that was the first thing that No, that was the first thing we did was we invited you to Despicable Me.
Oh yeah.
And then
Every-
the
yeah, and
Offspring was the
everybody-
second thing. And I remember because and this isn't a bash at Annie, but she talks a lot. And Mark
No,
was
wait,
like,
the bowling was first, right? Then
No.
it was Despicable Me? Or was Despicable Me first?
Despicable Me was first. Bowling was the first thing we did alone.
And then it was the Offspring.
But Mark went with us to that concert. He was like, "Man, when you gonna tell Annie to shut up so you can go talk to her?" Because Annie
Oh my
was just
God.
talking to you the whole time.
Annie and I are the same. We can't keep our mouth shut underwater.
True.
Oh, Corey, what's wrong with the Offspring, man? Smash is an incredible album. I wasn't much of a Pretty Fly for a White Guy era, but
I think it was 311 too.
It was Offspring and 311.
yeah. And then she came over on one of the Tuesday or Friday hangouts and was just like, "What the hell are all
Well,
these
the
people?"
first time I ever hung out at like one of your houses,
Yep.
and I remember walking in and Brad was in his boxers playing.
Playing
He
Rock
was
Band.
playing Rock Band.
We were playing No Doubt. And the boxers.
In
They
his
got
boxers. That
the
was the
drummer.
first time I ever had been to somebody's house while we were dating.
And she's just like, "Fuck hell."
She's like, "I can't believe I started dating him and not that stud."
Oh,
Like, what did I get myself?
I put my clothes on when I sang. It was because Annie was like shy about singing. I was like, "Hey, I'm in my boxers." Literally, you guys. Everybody's like,
Just
"Imagine your
sing.
audience in your underwear."
Good times.
But for all you young folks in the chat, hang out with as many people, or hang out as much as you can, because there's a saying that when you have to start trying, or you really have to try and plan to hang out with your friends, you know you've gotten older, and that's true. It is.
Absolutely.
Justin and I work together 5 days a week, and we have to like plan, like, "Hey man, I gotta see you out of work clothes. Let's hang out sometime," and it's tough.
Even these streams. I mean, me and Brad text back and forth. "Hey, when we gonna do this? When we can do? Oh, that day's not gonna."
I keep bringing up.
Oh God,
Oh, hold on. Let me bring up this cam real quick.
Bear
'Cause
has.
we got Murph here. Murph's here sitting. So this is usually how he sits while I sit in here and draw while I'm not streaming. He usually sits just like this and he screams.
Yeah, he screamed.
Back to the art.
He's very old.
He
He's,
is going to be 19 this year.
He didn't start screaming, begging for. Got to be like 18.
Till he stopped giving a
But
shit.
it's crazy. He's old, but he still plays like he still run around the house and play with.
and he is the alpha of this house. Like the dogs do not mess with him.
Murph will never.
Kind of rubbing
he
on the
will live
microphone.
forever. Murph
Uh,
will reign forever.
Never die.
Bear apparently has a picture of me playing Rock Band in my boxer, so
Oh, sick.
maybe we can show that next stream.
Okay,
Oh,
next
God.
stream is going to be, before
give-
I get to drawing, is going to be a trip down memory lane for
Give-
us.
Give Corey a break.
Yeah, we'll give Corey a break next week. Unless he sends us something in the chat during the week, which will probably happen.
Yeah, God, Aaron's only 4 years older than Murph.
What?
Said Aaron's only 4 years older than
Oh
Murph.
my god.
Same thing as I told Matt Seaborn. I have a symbiote Spider-Man toy that's older than you.
Jeez. Yeah, the story about this cat. So I bottle fed this cat because his
He
mom.
actually is older than Hayashi. I'm sorry.
Is he really?
Yeah, go- Hayashi, correct me. You're 15, 16, something like that. Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, so this cat, his mom was, he was an outside cat. He was, I don't know how many was in his litter, probably like 6 or 7. But his mom got hit by a car when he was a little kitten. Like
Yeah,
he
like-
was still nursing. So being the good people that we were, we wanted to try to at least try to save this litter of kittens. So we started like bottle feeding them and stuff like that. And long story short, Murph was the only one that survived, and he was actually the runt of the litter. So it was a miracle that he survived. But the reason me and him have such a tight bond, because one, I bottle fed him, and two, there was one day where he was the only kitten left, and we still had him in a box outside, and I felt bad for him because he was out there by himself and he was screaming. And, so I slept out on the deck with him.
My God.
Oh my god.
Dude, first of all, my hair was like atrocious.
Oh, has he
Like,
got
You
it?
look so young.
I'm so young and
Guys,
scrawny in it.
Look
yeah.
forward to next week. I'm telling you.
Gosh. That was before I shaved my entire body diligently, or
Yeah.
took care of my hair, or beard,
You guys
or
look
body.
look forward to next week.
You'll see. Gosh, I wore white socks and everything. I can't believe Ashley came around us again after that.
Like she knew what you were going to turn into. Stud. I don't like that.
God, I do look young as hell in that picture. What was I, probably 23, 24?
That was 20 because we started dating in 2010. So
Yeah, and it's funny. You need to tell the people about how you, the first time we went out of town together was Star Wars celebration, and we were working at Target, and you were my man. You were like
I was
my-
her
You
supervisor
were my supervisor, and you had to coach me about calling
because
in.
she called in.
And you're the one who invited me to come down.
He
But
was
they
like,
didn't know we were dating, so he had to actually coach
Good.
me and tell me not.
Good stuff.
she called him in the office like, I have to discipline you now, and then like a deep bass line
He
came in. It was
literally
like,
had to call me in the office to tell me
That
I
she was
can't
being
ever do
written
that
up for her
again, but he's the
attendance.
one who was like, "You need to call in." So
I didn't tell her to call it. She made that choice on her own. I was too
but it's
sexy.
funny
She
that you had
couldn't
to coach
resist.
me up because Billy didn't know we were dating.
Yeah. Then we made it known soon after.
August 1st, 2010.
Is that what the date is on that?
Yeah,
The timestamp?
11 years ago. Christ almighty.
God.
I was 22. I'm having like a dissociative moment. Gotta say, body's a lot buffer now.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Ready to trash Stegman in a fight. A workout fight, not an actual fight. He's 6 feet. He could just punch me in the head from like 3 feet away. Yeah, we oh god. But yeah, we used to hang out every Tuesday and Friday. All of our friends at Target and someone we knew from other places, and we did that for God, at least a year.
It was longer. than that.
Probably
It had to
almost
be.
2 years. And now looking back on it, I'm like, how did we manage that? Now if I'm like Scoot and I are literally like sitting down with calendars trying to figure out when we can stream, or we all try to get together, and like, man, like it took our dad croaking for us to get together. Like it takes stuff like that, you know, major events, and you have to remember to,
First of all, make note that Brad said when our dad croaked. Every time he talks about our dad dying, he says croaked.
But he did. It's another term for dying. Sorry, when our father passed away and moved to the great beyond, like he died.
He died.
He died. But also
And we make a
it,
joke. We love our dad.
also keep it light, you know. But it Amanda, you're right, it was a fun trip. There was a lot of those times, like the Tuesdays when were pretty fun, and like we'd run into like where we were staying up way later than we should. Then Friday would sometimes become a Friday into Saturday party, and
Lots of Nerf gun wars.
lots of Nerf gun wars, drinking, Justin throwing up into tea pitchers, rugs were besmirched,
Smirched.
people cried on couches, and
It was some weird
I think
good times.
somebody chipped a tooth at a certain point.
Yeah.
It was a fun time. I think I do more now in the 30s though.
We kind of, you said it right. Like we do more now
Yeah.
that most people do in their 20s. And we just kind of, not that we blossomed late. It's just kind of,
I think that's
I don't know,
fair
it's
enough.
good,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, but it's all good because you do stuff whenever. Colonel Sanders was like 75 when he created KFC, so
yeah.
Pikachu. God. That's where sex, rugs, and rock and roll came in.
Sex, rugs, and rock.
The first time Mark Machado ever deleted a Facebook post, I was that guy. Maybe if you known Corey would have gotten it first.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like that. That's what I'm looking for. Is what can I do to make Corey delete one of my posts? And I think it's a Sisyphean effort. It's a fun goal because I'm always chasing it. It'll never succeed. So it's always there to keep me trying.
Corey's still in here, or is he gone?
He is. He commented just a little while ago. He said, "Good people we were." Words capitalized. I'm not sure why.
Okay, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. I know we're 5 minutes over now. We're getting there.
I think we did one that was like 2.5 hours once. That was a pretty good marathon, but
And I can tell I'm not fatiguing, but I can tell I'm starting to go faster.
there's a Corey, there's an episode of Scrubs where JD tells the janitor to pick on somebody else, and he goes to Turk and he tries to mess with him, and Turk just leans in and whispers, and he goes, "I'm invincible." And I think that's how it's like me. I always tell people at work, they'll be like, "Sorry, I offended you," or something. People apologize. I'm like, "You can't offend me. I'm
Unoffendable.
yeah." Oh, when we were good people.
Brad's right. I didn't start talking trash to other people until Corey came around.
It's frightening. Like like Scoot's so meek and stuff normally, and then he's like, Corey's like, "Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I hope you all are having a wonderful Friday." And Scoot's like, "Shut the fuck up and start inking, cuck." And then like that's all. And like, "Oh yeah, sir." He's like, "I don't want to see any of that sloppy line work."
Am I gonna need to tell you to re-ink this whole thing again?
Yeah, you do it again. But my kids and my lovely wife. I'm your wife and kids. Scoot's only mean to one person. I spent my entire life defending my older brother, being the loud one, like, "Hey, get out of here!" Like, and now he's just mean to Corey. Channels it all there. It's like you see it at work. Justin is ruthless to me. He
Is he?
just cuts me down, makes fun of me, tells me I'm gonna die alone, stuff like that.
Oh,
He doesn't
God.
really. He doesn't really.
I was like, that's harsh.
Just the back. Yeah, Corey channeled all of his retribution into the backwards feet.
Yeah, he sure did.
Man, we have been riding that wave harder than his coattails.
I'll never live that down. I'm just glad you called it before I posted.
I thought you did post
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right.
Because
I
somebody
did
inked
post
it
it.
first. Somebody
I-
inked it. You're like, damn it.
I did post it
I was proud when
When-
Corey
dude.
inked the cover. I found one straight line.
when Corey messaged me and said, "Is that foot backwards?"
We thought he was kidding.
My heart sank.
Oh.
Literally sank. My body got hot. I started getting a fever. It was that J. Scott Campbell homage of
Was
the.
it alive?
No. It was that black cat where she was in the Spider-Man shirt. I think it's technically supposed to be his costume. I interpreted it as a shirt.
This kid is yelling.
What he does.
Yeah, I don't get that because she's clearly wearing a Spider-Man shirt because like the spider suits are supposed to be tiny and fit to whoever wears them because Mayday Parker wears Ben Riley's old suit and it fits her form fitted. So, and I doubt that like Peter was just like, hey, let me throw it in the dryer real fast.
More chains up here.
The Jones. Oh, you got some up top? All right.
Thought it'd be cool to kind of round it out. Hope you guys aren't bored yet.
No, this is looking sick, man.
You can tell, like, I started going really tight because the skull's very tight, and then the rest is it's good, but you can definitely tell it's looser, especially these chains.
I don't see
Because
it.
if I were to draw these chains like I would do a cover quality, man, it would take a while.
Yeah, none of us want to see that. I watched you draw that Sinister Sauron for like 3 months and then ink it, and I
Ugh.
just didn't like it.
So long.
I'm just staring at the Venom little head sketch you did. That's all I'm watching.
right here. I got the other ones there still too. Actually, I need to replace this paper because you can tell I've been smudging and stuff. But...
Smudging like you're getting rid of ghosts with sage. It's over here like, I'm gonna sketch out some light chains, and it just looks fucking incredible. Put a little extra chain in there because everybody needs a friend. There, I was telling Scootin earlier in the stream that when Ann and Mom get Wi-Fi set up in their house, we're gonna have to set the smart TV up for Mom, so because she likes to tune in. I guess I always say I'm Scoot's first hype man, but I think our parents were.
yeah. Didn't matter what I wanted to be; they always supported it.
My dad's
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
Got an Aquaman he drew.
Yep. I drew her dad's a big comic book. He
Loves
loves Aquaman.
so you drew
Yeah.
that fireplace.
Yeah. The Absolute Carnage
The
print.
absolute
And a picture of
and,
Atlas.
and Atlas.
I thought she said Scoot's gonna post this with a quick sketch of Ghost Rider. Make sure you guys harangue him for calling stuff sketches. Of course, Corey making fun of Stegman saying that he's gonna sketch his ass now.
That was funny.
He's probably got a better Apple TV than I do. Oh, Philip, how's the arm going? Is it mending well?
Hey, Joe. Hey, Philip.
I haven't seen you in a very long time. It's so weird when I come over here and you're not hanging out.
How's your room? Is it clean?
Oh, his room's clean now.
I know fall's setting in, but hell has not frozen. Really big Iglesias.
Usually I'd go in and do like detail on the fire, but I don't think it really pretty
Yeah.
forgot I have a third spike here. I need to add a little shine to.
Someone's got to render and do the lighting, do the shadows on the fire. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, I started to do his leg down here, but
His leg.
right, I don't know if you can see it right here.
Oh, I kind of like when you fade it out a little.
Yeah, I think I'm just because the chain kind of cuts it off nice.
Yeah. Because you do that a couple of times where you do it and it fades out and you have little detail. And if you're not going to do like full cover quality, let it fade.
Yeah. Fade.
Oh, since Philip's in here, I finally watched Cars, Philip. I know you've been wanting me to watch Cars for a long time, and believe it or not,
She
the
loves
first
it.
time I ever saw Cars was like 2 years ago, and I'm obsessed with that movie.
Scoot,
I love it so much.
dude, you need just a big group chat or a group email, like an email blast for all the inkers. Because Aaron said he wants a scan of this already. And like,
You'll
you
get
just
a
need
scan.
one where it's just like, hey guys, in the Dropbox, everybody knows where to go. I guess we could
That's
do
not
that.
a bad idea.
I guess we could do that easy with Google Drive.
Oh.
Oh, you're looking for your pen to sign it? Ooh!
It is so good. I watched it today and yesterday.
My number.
Johnny, what's a Sharpie?
Thumbprint.
Because you asked for it.
Ink my thumb. Yeah, I got it. All right, let me. Oop. I missed a chain.
Put another little happy chain. I'd said it. Happy tree.
Gonna draw that outline. All right, cool. Let me get this closer so you guys can see it.
Okay. That's definitely.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Everybody, what's everybody think about that? Good suggestions?
Who suggested that?
She, Aaron.
And then all right, you guys, let me know what you think of that. All right, we got the people up here.
Or he's got to ink.
Time to wrap up.
Yep. So real quick, so me and Brad said we didn't have a plan going into this weekly BS, but this
Kinda
whole
did.
thing was a sham.
Oh,
Uh,
that's the exact word I was going to use.
So it was a shame or a sham. It was a sham because Hayashi, brother, this one's for you, man. It's going to you. You
Yeah,
just got to get Brad your address, and it's
Yeah.
coming to you, man.
DM us your address and we are going to send this to you. I think we're going to have some prints and some stickers in there with it just for the hell of it.
And the reason we're doing this is because Hayashi's been with us since the very beginning with our Instagram lives, and he's a young chap, and I know he doesn't have a lot of money for a commission and stuff, but it's coming to you, brother.
Yeah,
Is
so
it going to get inked and then send it? Or is
we're
it
just
No,
gonna
we're
send
just
it
gonna
to-
send him the pencils.
We'll send
So
the pencils
Aw,
and
the original?
he gets the original.
so it's all.
Alright.
So when you didn't comment on the I was like, Scoot, just let whatever he comments, you're gonna draw it, and then we posted up, and like 2 days later, Hayashi hadn't digest. I was like, throw in a story, man. We gotta get him.
I was like, okay, I'll just put it in the story. Let's hope he says something. So
Yeah, so it was far past time you have a Scoot original. So
yeah, man. Thank you for always being the first one in the chat 7 days before we even start. So, and thanks for the constant support, man. It means a lot. It means a lot.
our Canadian brother.
So this whole thing, me and Brad been playing this for a couple weeks, and we were gonna say whatever Hayashi suggests is what I'm gonna draw, and we're gonna send it to him. So
Yeah, and man, full disclosure, we totally delayed it a week.
We
because,
did.
Vanish was popping off, and we had to do that stream for
rigged.
segment.
Aaron says rigged.
Rigged. I hear you, rigged.
So I can honestly say there's nobody in the chat right now that's been with us longer than Hayashi. Although I do appreciate all you guys very much. And believe me, we've always said that any bit of notoriety or success or whatever we have, we're going to make sure we share it with everybody. So this probably won't be the last time something like this happens. So
Yeah, we like doing drawings because it's random, but man, like, I swear, like, the folks in the chat never win. Like
Yeah.
the Scoot Squad
I
has the
noticed that
worst
too.
luck. Like
Yeah.
it's always like, oh, who's gonna win? And I see like Aaron's name, and Ashley reaches right past it, like Jim Bob 27, and you're like, oh my
I shake
god.
them up. I try.
So,
Nice.
so I hope you like this, Hayashi. It was super fun to do, and I wanted to make sure I finished it live. So
Yeah. So I hope you like Ghost Rider.
I hope you like Ghost Rider.
we were expecting Spawn. We were expected a Spawn.
Oh yeah, I
suggestion.
guess you're right. Bear has been been with us longer. Of the people that aren't family,
Yeah.
Hayashi's been there since probably the first stream we did.
Yeah.
So been part of the Scoot Squad for a long time.
He's
Now
probably
the
the longest one in it because we used to have a few other people who don't show up as much
I've
anymore.
noticed that too.
Yeah.
And he's always liking your.
Yep.
Always.
So keep up the good work, man. Send Brad a DM on Instagram.
It'll probably get sent out sometime next week.
Yeah, and
we'll
he'll
have
he'll get it up there too.
There'll be tracking, but between they'll have to keep it for like 2 weeks and make sure it doesn't have COVID before they give it across the border.
Yeah. Congrats, deal with it. All right.
So keep drawing, Hayashi.
Yeah, keep drawing Hayashi.
Put that above your desk, and every time you think you're gonna stop drawing, just remember Scoot's Ghost Rider telling you to keep drawing.
Yeah. Keep drawing or I'm gonna track you to hell.
Oh God.
Real
Which
quick,
is just America.
one thing that we didn't show at the top that we were going to show because B Movie Saga we're promoting it pretty heavily now. We want to start getting it out there because it's close. I've shown you page 1 of the pencils, so I thought it'd be cool to show you page 2 of the inks. So I know this is little, so I'm gonna make it big here so that you guys can actually see Corey's. He has been putting hard work into this. So
That's page 1, isn't it?
yeah, what'd I say?
You said I showed the pencils of page 1. I'm gonna show the inks of page 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna show the inks of page 1. So this is the inks of page 1, and when you guys actually get to see it in high quality, man, Corey's killing it.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely killing it. We
He
say
does
what
an
you want
amazing
about
job.
Corey. I know we give him a lot of shit, but man, he is he's taken my criticism and all my little man, you missed this tiny line here, and I think you got this stray line here, and he's absolutely killing it. So here's page 1 of the B Movie Saga, whatever we're gonna call it, second story preview, whatever we call it, and then right here, if you guys followed Brad's Brute Studios post, there's Space Bat right there
the spirit of adventure.
on the. I guess you can't see my arrow, but on the top booster, that little dot, that's Space Bat. He is always on Watney.
And Hallowfield, I don't know. A lot of people are doing Substack. Scoot and I always imagine we just print this thing and then mail it out old school. Like everybody send us money through PayPal or however, and we would send it up to you. We're still figuring it out. Substack seems to be the way to go. Maybe we will. Who knows? But with Scoot's schedule still so chaotic, it's hard to commit to that, to say we'll have an issue done here, this done here, we can do this. So it's maybe we're not ready for that level of commitment, but it's something we're looking into.
Trash, just trash. But like I said, if this page looks good, you guys should see some. Again, it's 8/9 pages because the last page is double page spread, but the stuff past this page is just mind-boggling. So
Yeah.
he's absolutely killing it.
The 2-page spread, I've never seen something more daunting that Corey was just pumped about. Like we were getting updates hourly, and it was just, I thought he was gonna spend a month on it, and God, he crashed it in like a couple.
Oh, sorry.
Whoops.
Oops, didn't mean to keep that up there. Oh, nope.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm messing up here. Okay. Whew, there we go. Oh, there it was. So, yep. We're about 21 minutes over. So again, thanks for sticking it out with us.
Yeah.
Turning around, sticking it out. Even White Boy's got a shout. Baby got back. So thanks for hanging with us, guys. Hayashi again. Make sure you DM Brad, and we'll get that over to you. One last thing, the thanks for watching screen's about to come up, has a new addition. In the top right corner, it's a sketch I did that Corey did a time lapse of himself inking it. So thanks for watching screen's a little bit different. So hang on and watch that. It's pretty rad. But thanks again. Any closing words, Bradley?
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in as always.
Yep, super rad. Any closing thoughts, Mrs. Scoot?
Thanks for supporting my husband Amazing.
He's pretty awesome.
Thank you for all the follows.
All right, guys. Hayashi, DM Brad. Otherwise,
Whatever you want.
otherwise,
Next
I'm
couple
just
days.
gonna keep it and stare at it. All right, guys. Take a watch at the end of the stream. We'll see you next week. Brad, you throwing it up?
Oh.
Throw it up. All right, guys. Take it easy. Have a good week.